Sword of omens, give me sight beyond sight.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Goon Squad Matt Schiller here, bringing you another episode of Between Two Props. Tonight, we are going to talk about goggles, HDO goggles, ORQA goggles, maybe a little DJI goggle. And we're going to run through some of the TBS Cloud stuff, talk about the features of each, kind of what we're finding as far as strengths or weaknesses. Hopefully help you guys in your decision making if you end up looking for new goggles in the future. And per usual, we'll have some random guests and tuning tips and da. Before we get going, I'm just going to shout out BQE MULTIROTORS, Fat Straps, Say Andrea, Ready Made RC, of course the UFDA crew, Project Zen FPV, FPV Builders, Quad Chat with Jake and Kat, who's on right before us every night. So while you're waiting, you can always check them out, see what they're up to. Quad Mods, Emu Flight, Kiss, Wolf, Impulse, Impulse RC and Wolf PDBs. Oh, Gravy Leg, WESTPSYDE, Advanced Power Drives, all our goons and goonies, and all our families and our supporters everywhere. So without y'all, we couldn't do this, and we just want to shout out everyone, give you much love. And with that, I'm taking us over to the goons. What up, fellas?
What's up? What's up, brother, man? What's up?
What's good?
Let's go. What's up? It's Artemis Prime here. What's going on, guys? Appreciate you coming out tonight. Like Chilla said, we've got some goggle talk. We also got a couple of guys on. We've got the OG streamer, Random FPV, in the house tonight. How's it going, brother?
What's up, Random?
What's good, brother? Nice to be here. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Word.
And a new stream from a fellow goon.
Yeah.
Reckless also in the house. What's going on?
What
buddy?
up? How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Flip the bird.
So just to take it off the top tonight, man, I just want to see what these guys are up to. Random, bud. Tell us about what you've been doing, man.
Man, been building, been flying. I've took a little time off, as everybody knows, but I'm back. I'm going to be doing a stream on Saturday nights at 9:00. Got the first one coming up with Michael Rollins this Saturday, so I'm super excited about that.
Nice, flipping it on him, huh? Make him the interviewee.
Awesome. That's a great
Yeah,
guess.
I'm going to interview the interviewer.
I love that, man. That's awesome. Tell us about you still running Quad House, doing some repairs
still doing
and
builds. Yeah, still doing builds, still doing repairs. So anybody's got anything they need worked on, holler at me.
Holler at your boy Random FPV on Facebook. We'll get some links in the description for you. Reckless, tell us how you doing, man. What you been up to? Tell us about your stream.
I've been doing lots of shit, breaking shit, and freezing my fingers off so that I can make content for everyone, and
yeah,
doing merch when I'm not sleeping. And an article just came out today on me by Nick APV Drone. I shared that on my Facebook profile if anyone wants to check that out. I'm actually also going to be testing the G-Code frame, the new G-Code frame coming out for anyone who knows about this. It's been Ruthless and Overflow, and one other guy's actually been testing it. They have been putting this frame through the paces, and I am really, really happy to be their first international tester.
Nice,
and to help
that's
them
awesome.
Push that. So I'm
now, who makes the G-Code frame?
The company's G-Code. They're brand new, just coming out. It's gonna be a fully modular frame, a lot of different options. They're doing their own skins, which is really cool. You're basically gonna be able to fully customize it as you are making the purchase, pretty much. You're gonna be able to pick your skins, the colors of your prints, the whole everything before you even receive it. So I'm super stoked.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's
right
gonna be
on.
quite the bando slaying frame.
Barndo slaying frame.
It'll be Barndo slaying. I'm gonna try and knock some boards off of that barn.
Right.
First
that'll be
frame
awesome.
meant for Barndos.
Yeah, Barndo
Hey,
approved.
Barndo approved.
Last but not least, I forgot to introduce my boy Vicious Vice over here. What you up to, brother?
Oh, well, what's up? What's up? No need to. I'm just here chilling,
that's-
hanging out with the goons. Super happy to meet everybody.
Right on, right on. So what's everybody been up to this week? Anybody got any packs in? It's been crap my way as far as weather goes, man. But anybody?
Yeah,
I
I
went
like
out.
am the wrong person to ask. I know he's been flying.
It's today it was actually kind of warm today. It was above 0, so
Excuse me.
you can imagine every time a quad went down, something popped up. So I went out with, between me and my girlfriend, I think we had 6 quads today, and pretty much all of them came back with battle scars. But that's how you know you're
Nice.
doing it right.
That's a good sesh, brother. Anytime you come back with a missing motor or something,
Yeah, that's how you know,
you
you're
it's a
doing
good
it
one.
right.
Absolutely, absolutely. I got a few packs in my backyard this week, but that's been about it. I got to break in some weather yesterday. Got to rip a couple backs on some new goggles. Can't wait to talk about some of that. But that was fun. I kind of had an interesting Christmas break, man, building a playground and a trampoline for the kids for Christmas. And they just didn't know it was really for me.
You gave it a trampoline.
Chilla, what you doing over there? Yeah, trampoline.
Furiously fucking chatting, typing as per usual. What am I up to? Fucks.
Yeah, what you been
Give me
doing this
2
week?
seconds to finish this and hit the.
He's busy. He's not done it yet.
I'm always
I'm still working on it.
non-stop, bro, non-stop.
Yeah, I've just been super deep into getting all my parts for freaking bot grinders frame. I'm still
What's
building it.
The bot effect showed off,
There
dude.
goes camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see that thing.
Yeah.
What do you got
I
in
just
it?
like this back part. I'm super I just want to get the right VTX for it. Keep it
Yeah,
real
it's a
nice and
Unify,
small,
bro.
'cause the TBS is like rectangular, and I'm just like super anal. I'm like, it'll fit, but it'll be like super tight. So and everybody was talking about the new Rush VTX. So
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
that
fuck it,
Rush
let me
that
just
doesn't have the
wait and
tabs,
build that.
or maybe it has 20 by 20. Because doesn't that have 20 by 20?
The
in the back?
TBS.
No, the
Yeah, no, it
Rush.
has 20 by 20. It's like it just looks pretty.
What does?
You know?
Sorry,
But it's there.
I'm
It's
joining
definitely there, it
the
just looks
stream,
pretty.
guys. Hi, what's going on? Sorry, man.
There he is.
Hello.
There he is.
It's like the first 5 seconds of me trying to say shit, and then it's like blah, and then you guys talk, and then I'm like gone, and then I come back. The fuck's going on out here? Guys, thank you so much for jumping on tonight. Like, I'm super stoked to have you. We're gonna, have a little goggle talk and catch up with you guys, and that's super dope. Vice is trying to show off his VTX,
Yeah, there.
Oh,
That's
so you
the
got
one I
it.
just
Yeah, yeah.
got today.
and that's on a 20
Yeah,
by.
doesn't fit
so
right?
now I can actually finish this build.
That's a 2020
so
stack.
it's on a 20 by 20. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it down and then probably just strap the crossfire to the
it-
top of the frame.
What is it milliwatt up to?
Yeah, looks
How
perfect.
powerful does it go?
Oh, that's 800. Yeah, you got to do 800 for when you go bando slaying. If you're not doing 800 for bandos,
Fucking going over to
come on.
Pilgrim and flying with all that fucking multipathing is, yeah, you want to add as much noise to the situation as you can.
Exactly. Especially if
The
you have
nice
a ton
thing
of
about
people.
that spot, yeah, I mean, if you're flying with DJI guys as well, but that bando spot's like awesome
Tease
because
me your
it's such like a
typing
large
skills.
face wall. There's like such a giant face wall that it just bounces right back at you. So even with like 200, you're getting super clean video.
Yeah, nice.
That spot, for my first bando, like that bando.
That's a
spot
pretty
we had is
epic
just
spot.
What's up,
man.
Westside in the chat? iCarly, Cement Kid. Oh, whoa. FPV Geek. Let's go.
Side.
Westside.
Got in.
Fuck yeah. Welcome, guys.
Nice. Thanks, guys, for stopping by.
I texted Chris. I should have. All right, I'll text him again here. Fuck yeah. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat too.
Well, all right. Well, let's get into some goggle talk, brother. let's do something. Let's get into something.
Oh yeah, you were showing off your new the color on those looks amazing.
Oh, let's see the
Look
the
at that.
orcas. Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh, let me
yeah.
bring you up full screen.
He's loving it.
You're supposed to go
I'm
dun
loving
it, dun it,
Yeah, dun, dun,
Can you show the inside?
Yeah, flip them
Yeah,
around.
we got. Let me
What kind of
spread her
foam
legs
is
for
it?
you guys?
Looks
Pervs.
like the classic foam.
This is actually like the newbie drone foam, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
Neoprene.
And it came with that.
I'm really partial to the HDO form.
Yeah,
I really like the
came with
HDO
it.
foam.
Originally
Originally
it came
I
without-
don't really like foam
yeah.
usually.
I don't like the pleather either, at least on the Fat Sharks. It's a little thin for me, but
Oh, I really like
These
it. I
are,
don't know why. I'm like weird.
Well, I'll give you my thoughts on that here in a bit, but
got the nice circle.
so it's got the round
Eyepieces.
Oh, the circular like the
It's like the HDO2,
Yeah.
right?
It's got 4 individual optic glass pieces and like lenses in front of the.
Is that from their
Right.
from their literature, or is that did you?
Yeah, that's from their literature.
Got you.
And their website got updated last, I don't know, probably 6 months ago now. It's
I
been
mean,
sitting
they
down
look
long,
really pretty.
but they are,
The
man.
blue
They're
looks
just
great.
really clean. Buttons are nice. Having an on-off switch is phenomenal. The fan blows pretty hard, does the job, but doesn't dry out my eyes.
Yeah.
So we're good with that, man. So far, they've been really killer. I've got a little bit of an issue with the receiver on it. Does some weird stuff, but I'm not sure. I'm working on that with ORQA to try to figure out what's going on there.
Word.
But other than that, just having to lock on to channel 7. The field of view is freaking awesome.
So if we fly together right now, I have to use my cool new toys to get off your channel. Yeah.
Yeah, basically all the cool toys.
Yeah.
All that fusion goodness, man. All that fusion goodness. I don't know if y'all know about that. Chad, tell them a little bit about this. Because you're rocking the fusion on your HDO2s, right?
Yeah, I have Fusion. Yeah, I'm running Fusion. I don't have my patch on it because I wanted to show the screen, but I run the Vaz crosshair,
I'm feeling inferior to all of you guys.
and then an Ion, for the top, which you can actually see in my other view here. Yeah, so here's my Fusion, and I don't have the patch, like I said, but I want to because I want to show you guys, let you be able to see the screen. What do you got, Vince?
With that rapid fire.
Off that rapid fire.
That
I
rapid
just
fire?
have the regular HDOs and the rapid fire, but I got the black case because I want to,
I had to
want to be
paint
like the
mine,
Fusion.
dude. I had to paint mine
Oh,
black.
I just bought it on Banggood. It was like $3. Took like 12 months to
400
get here.
days. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 450 days later, I had it.
Fucking
Yeah, I made a pact with my good buddy Dan. We
these are
started
my
flying and we ordered
BQE
everything from
branded
Banggood.
Marseille goggles.
yo, Geek.
These are way better than Fat
Marseille.
Shark.
Geek, you got a web camera? You should come on and
Yeah.
talk about your DJIs. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, we need somebody well versed.
Yeah, man, you can come and talk about them.
Oh, I also rock the case. I love this case with the
Oh, really?
18650s in there.
I rocked
Yeah.
it for a while. That thing
'Cause I didn't-
broke in
I just
a
like-
month.
Oh, this is
The
the
one I got
V2
had
one or whatever. It's called.
terrible soldering on it. Like the first 2 weeks I had it, like just no time.
I got the same antenna chiller, the Ion V2.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
rocking with the-
it's funny. I forgot that
XR.
I forgot I have this fucking webcam set up over here to be able to show stuff off on the table. Although
Oh
my
yeah, you got your little build desk.
got my
now.
little build desk. My head's in the way.
Look at you,
fucking-
fancy.
I put a light on the subject. Here we go. Fucking turn on the.
Yeah,
Oh,
I ordered a second camera, so I'm gonna have a build desk cam as well.
fuck yeah, dude.
Fancies.
So yeah,
Well,
actually,
what
Speaking
Go
of
for it, Artie. What's
BQE,
up?
Hey,
I
Random,
bought a bunch of
what
Corona
are you
frames
flying, man? What kind of goggles are you rocking these days?
during the
HD3s
micro
with a LaForge V4.
Hell
Yeah.
LaForge V4
I
is
got
solid,
LaForge
man.
V4
a
too.
man of class.
Prestige and
That's a
Yeah,
classic setup.
perfection.
It is. Those were my first Fat Sharks were the HD3s, man. I love those.
I still have my HD2s with the LaForge V4 in them. And I have my OG LaForges sitting in a drawer because I want to make some capture the flag fucking LED sticks, and there's a software that LaForge had released that you could put it on there and use the RSSI of the different video channels to change RGB LEDs a different color, and you could play capture the flag. Yeah, run it off a fucking lipo. It's so.
Did they actually like publish that publicly?
Yeah, dude, it's on their website.
Oh, that's awesome. I hadn't been there in a really long time.
I think they're defunct, right? I don't know if they've shut down completely or not, but
pretty sure they have. Or that maybe they're still in business. I shouldn't say anything. I don't know.
Oh shit! Later, Chris. He's gonna hear that about 30 seconds later. West Side. We're gonna play your video,
so weird.
But he said he's gonna go do his own
while he starts history.
Reckless,
yeah, while he's playing history, we're gonna play.
What are you rocking, brother?
Yeah.
You rocking goggles wise.
All right. Well, I'm way behind everyone. I'm rocking Dom 3s, good old faithful Dom 3s with LaForge V4, and I got a Mad Mushroom on there, and the V.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure this is the first version of the crosshair, the boxy one.
Yeah, that's what I got. I love that thing. It's fine. Yeah. It's totally fine.
Yeah, that thing's great, dude.
It's totally fine.
Damn right. And I just
I guess I'm like the newest
extender
person to the hobby
for the barrel connector.
I mean,
I don't trust the barrel connectors. Have you ever taken one apart? It's not like a silicone wire; it's like a wax wire.
Oh,
and
really?
you have to actually burn, like, at least with the cheap. I got one of those HRB goggle batteries, and the wax covered wires on the barrel connector frayed off in the exact same spot. I'm so lucky I didn't have a pocket fire.
Oh shit.
So I will take goggle batteries apart and put an XT60 on it, and then I actually have an XT60 straight to a barrel connector, and that's the safest route for me anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel you. That's
Well,
crazy.
being up in the snow and shit, do you fly a lot from like inside a car or?
Nope. I don't even have a car, dude. I walk to all my spots.
Nice, brother.
Yeah, walking.
It's good.
I do that.
Not own cars in the city.
I'll throw one of those hand warmers in with my lipos and just send it.
We got to do it, brother. Right on. I always wanted to get one of those TBS extenders just to like throw on top of the car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I always thought that was such a good idea.
Yeah, I really want a ground station.
The magnetic joints. I always wanted I want to pick up one of the TBS
Yaggies.
The two.
Put that bitch on the top of your car.
I want to go into the 2.4 ground stations because that has a 5.8 repeater built in. So like that would be sick. You can stick it out in the field and then fucking if you're flying, especially if you're flying long range, you could. And I'm pretty sure it converts the 2.4 to 5.8. I don't quote me on that, but it does 2.4, but it also has a 5.8 repeater. So I think you can use that just to use your 5.8 module.
Really?
Yeah, because it already has 2.4 coming in on the ground station. So I don't know. It's something I've always wanted to get. I wanted to try one. And I wanted to do a 2.4 setup on one of my wings. So just for
I was always thinking about like if you could hang like a repeater from like a plane or a helicopter or a balloon or something, like do like a long range race that way. You know what I'm saying? Like do like a 5K race that went over mountaintops. You just hang something over so you can get behind stuff.
I mean, you know, you could probably just send dudes out with bikes with a tripod and drop a repeater down all the way down the field and have like people hang out, you know, every fucking
I was never thinking of stuff that simple.
I just got this weird image of guys riding around on
We're gonna
bicycles.
send a bunch of fucking air balloons
like looking
out.
up at the sky. Oh, they're here. They're here.
I wonder if they'll let us use the Bridgestone fucking what the fuck are those called? Blimp?
The Goodyear blimp?
Blimps and drones flying in the sky. You're really gonna piss people off.
The FAA is gonna just have a fucking heart attack.
I totally want to do FPV blimps. It would be fucking amazing. Just fucking send them out, fucking about
the manatees of the
miles
sky.
an hour, just fucking
fucking air
it's like,
cows.
do I need a
That's what we call
transponder for this thing? It doesn't move. It's like, how are you gonna miss it? Fuck. Hell
That'd
yeah,
be
dude.
great.
Hell yeah. So what's like, fucking keep going through the orcas, dude. Like, what do you?
Oh yeah. So we've got 1280 by 960 is the aspect, is the resolution. You can choose between 4:3 or 16:9, whatever works. Some people have kind of said that the 4x3
Is the resolution higher than the HDOs? Is that the highest right now?
It is the highest resolution
What is it again?
out of the sensor. It's 1280 by 960.
Yeah.
1280 by 960. It's kind because it's a weird fucking aspect ratio.
I think it's all they could squeeze out of it.
But usually you go like 1280 by 720 is your standard fucking aspect. It's to maintain the 4:3 is what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
But they
So what,
also
is it
have kind of a
stretched out
cool
then?
feature.
No,
No, it's the 16:9 is stretched, I think.
16:9 is probably cropped. It would be my guess, or it's stretched. But I would think it's cropped.
I think it's cropped. I think you're right about that.
So actually, no. And to counter your orcas, Fat Shark lists the fucking resolution on the HDO2s also is 1280 by 960, so they're the same.
Good.
Apparently. You caught me on that one. I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember what the resolution is on these things. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to Google the fucking specs right quick.
Good idea.
What's the field of view again?
It's 44.
44?
44, and I believe the HDOs are 46.
What were you coming from?
I was coming from 36 or whatever the HDOs are. I think they're 36 or 38.
The HDO2s were 38, I
40.
think, right?
Yeah. Because
Is
the
that right?
HD3s were 42. I think maybe they were a little bit bigger.
HDO
Yeah, that's right.
HDOs squashed the screen just a little bit.
So the HDOs were 960 by 720. Field of view was 37 degrees with a 4:3 aspect. Could you change aspect on those? On the HDOs?
To be honest,
not
I'd
listed.
fly 4:3, so I just
Okay.
not a feature I ever needed.
And
or
you're a
used,
glasses,
so.
you're a glasses wearer, so you using diopters in any of your rigs?
Not at all, man. Mine's just an astigmatism.
Yeah.
I really do it for when I'm on the computer or working on guitars. Really, close up work, soldering. I don't really need them. They just make everything just slightly sharper.
FPV geek. I'm gonna message you in Discord, geek. All right. Sorry. Carry on. I gotta do something.
Yeah, sure. However, I was backer number 80,
Right.
and
Ooh. Do they put the number
waited
on there?
even longer for this blue color. I really wanted the blue, and it was like I almost caved.
I think it's worth it.
because back in
That
December,
blue is gorgeous.
they finally
That is a
sent the.
gorgeous blue.
Isn't it? It looks better
Yeah.
in IRL.
I love the matte
That's
too. I love
sick.
that it's not like
Everything
glossy.
feels solid. It's nice. I mean, all the seams are nice. Feels hefty enough. The view is awesome. Super crispy image. It's got a little like concave around the image that's different. But I feel like it kind of corrects some of the distortion you get out of our FPV cameras anyway. Like I felt instantly like I could fly closer to stuff to the side of me, like instantly. It was great. Of course, it is a bigger field of view, so maybe that may have played into the factor of that. But it was so nice to get back to a bigger field of view because I started off in the HD3s and I sold those for HD2s because I wanted that just ginormous field of view, and I missed that. As soon as I got the HDOs, I was just kind of disappointed, but I'd already sold my HD2, so
You like that bigger field of view, right?
Yeah.
I do, man. It's just makes the whole experience better for me. I feel more confident getting closer.
I went from box goggles all the way to HDOs with rapid fire.
Those are
It was
party.
DB80s,
Carly says
man.
those
Box
are
goggles
party.
is just one screen.
Thanks, Carly. Yeah, they are.
He said he's gonna
Yeah,
try.
I
to
just
pop in a
love
bit.
the color.
Cool. Yeah, dude, that is a dope
that
color,
color
and
is
that's one
just
thing
so
I do
nice.
like about the Orcas is that they offered that. Now, do you know? Are they going to have any color options for the retailers in the future?
'Cause I'm sure people would rather have white a lot of the time just because of during the summer.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
you don't
I
want because I
don't-
know
I
like
don't
because I started flying in
believe
in the
so.
winter in the summer, and the black that I would get really hot in my goggles. And second I went to HDOs, you know, I would rarely have to put the fan on just to, you know, steam because it
Defog.
gets steamy in there.
Steamy.
Well,
Get a
I
little
think the
moist.
original plan was not to, from the get go, is just to offer them the black, maybe a secondary color. I think they were kind of using the colored shells for the backers to kind of test and see what people really wanted.
Get that early adoption going.
So but the response has been so good for them.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah.
Feedback's been really good. So they've been so open to kind of.
I think a working goggle would just be a success at this point.
Yeah.
Just
Well, and that's what they're focused on, is just getting those out.
For a lot of people.
They kind of they went a
Looks
little
like a great
away
product.
with their support and all that stuff because they were really trying to focus on getting these things out. And they're reporting that only 2% have had issues so far, and that's amazing, really.
Yeah, that's really
For
good.
a new product.
If it's true.
Yeah,
Just playing.
I'll take their word
Yeah.
for it. They've been pretty honest and upfront with everything for us, even when they were pissed off because we were asking too many questions or hounding them or people got butt hurt.
It's funny because I think both my accounts are in
That's always
the
bound to
owners
happen.
group, and it's mainly just because I've been wanting to keep tabs, and like with you when you were having issues, I'm like able to I'm like able to jump in there and be like, yo, this guy's having that too. Maybe, you know, you guys can fucking put your heads together and see what's happening.
But they've been really good. I really enjoyed them so far. Like I said, I haven't really had much time. I've only flown about 4 packs on them.
And what
super crispy, incredibly a lot of options as far as adjusting the picture.
And these are your first OLEDs?
No,
he's coming from HDOs.
HDOs.
What's the battery source?
HDOs. Okay.
The battery is two 18500s, 2S wired 2S, 2000 mile.
18500s.
18.5.
Huh.
Kind of an odd. I don't really
18650s.
remember. I tried to
Ugly
find
cousin.
what the reasoning behind that was, and I couldn't really. But I do really love their Knight Rider inspired battery indicator. That's pretty
That's
dope.
Oh,
sick. You
yeah.
show that whole battery.
Show it again.
Say what?
The Larson scan thing. Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick. Yeah.
That's
All
just
about
cool.
that indicator, bro.
It's all about that indicator, and it's got some little
I need to
little
mod my case
architecture
now.
features on the thing. But outside of that, it's got a clip on the side as opposed to just fitting in the sleeve, which I'm indifferent about. I don't care either way. I'm going to use my Skyward RC extender and some old 4S packs. Oh, look at that. Nice. Put a hole in my face. But so yeah, I don't really care about the battery. Plus, they didn't include the barrel charging connector, and I've lost all mine, which
that's
is why I
annoying.
bought the Skyward RC thing, because it was like, oh, you can spend $5 on the barrel charger connector or $20 on something you can use existing batteries that are bigger and last a whole lot.
You vape though, right? Can't you charge those 18650s?
There's not a way to get it open. Well, there's a way to get it open, but it's not very clean from what I've heard. There's just a bunch of screws.
And do you know?
Yeah, that's something you want to do.
Do you know if there's can you get spares already for them? Can you get extra battery packs?
Right at the moment, they were kind of waiting until they get all the backers taken care of, and they've pretty much got all the backers, and now they're working on retailers. So they're not really super worried about anything except catastrophic failures at the moment, from what I can tell. So they're pushing all that stuff out before they start getting spare parts and things. I know they've got a backlog of stuff, and they've allowed a couple of backers to kind of pre-order some of the parts. And as soon as they get through with everything else and caught up with everything else, they'll be pushing those out on it.
And is that the standard 5.5 millimeter barrel like Fat Sharks use and everything else? Can you stick your Fat Shark on
Yeah,
it?
it's standard.
That's dope.
You can use your Fat Shark battery if you have one of those extended cables. Put your battery in your pocket; those work as well. It goes from 7 to 10 volts.
That's what I use.
And
I don't want to strap a bomb to my head.
as somebody who vapes, you guys, I mean, and I use a lot of 18650s. Like, what do we expect in terms of the life like battery life on the 18500s.
18.5 with the fan running and the DVR going. They're saying 2 hours.
Oh, really?
That's not even a day of.
That's tough.
That's not even a session.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
rough.
but you got to think, what Fat
Yeah,
Shark
that's not a
can
session.
you
What up,
run
geek?
the DVR? What's going on, brother? man,
I
the
could
myth,
do it
the
with
legend.
18-650s. I can fly all day, no problem.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, for sure. But I've never had any luck with Fat Shark batteries. I may get, like, I'm talking about 2 hours of
Oh
actual
no,
flying.
I moved to a different case because my like if I use the you know, just the regular Fat Shark thing,
Mhm.
you know, this one.
Yeah.
I don't hear you
Like
geek if you're
after-
talking.
Like I don't get a full session out of this anymore. I don't even bring it with me anymore. My
Yeah, I'm the
18650,
same way. I switched
20,
to a
20
tattoo
25
style.
packs.
What was that,
I was
random?
using the
Like
18650s.
this just doesn't cut it. Yeah.
I was using
you know,
18650 cases, but I bought
These
3
just
of
don't
them.
cut
They all kind of came apart. So
I know Doug
it's working
yeah,
randomly.
that's what I
so-
heard.
Doug
I heard it was
Crasher
really
was
bad
com-
cases. That's why I got that Furious one.
Doug Crasher has mentioned that as well. What was that, random?
Oh, I just said I switched to a tattoo regular pack. It's like a goggle battery, but it's tattoo. It's much better. Those old Fat Shark packs just don't hold up.
Yeah, man. They puff really. Like, I've got my original battery is like wants to explode. I should recycle it, but I just hadn't yet.
Power
Recycle
play
your
is very-
batteries, people.
Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of the power
You know, if,
play,
we got the
the
sound
power
going.
plays DVR is
You guys are talking
basically
on
what's
top
in
of
these.
each other. Sorry, let me just interject. You guys keep talking on top of each other and him. So, sorry. One at a time,
Oh,
boys.
I just wanted to make sure we got FPV Geek going.
You guys hear me?
We got you.
All right.
Oh yeah, there we go.
All right.
Cool. That's all I wanted to make sure.
All right, what were
So,
you
yeah,
saying?
you were talking about the power play.
I was saying the DVR in this guy runs 60 FPS on NTSC and 50 on PAL, and this is some good looking DVR. For DVR, I don't really use DVR very much, but
Do you have any DVR from it?
I do. I don't know if I have any loaded up on YouTube, though, which I should have done and sent to you. But give me a minute. I'll see if I can pull it up and play it behind me.
That would be dope. It would be good to see it. So I know you haven't had a lot of time, and I think that it's going to be it's a pretty important question as far as battery life of those smaller packs, so people know what to plan for in terms of carrying, you know, extra things to the field. It's really interesting. That's one thing, you know, Fat Shark now supplies you with the 18650 case.
Well, it's a much better option, to be honest. I mean, and I would honestly find another source for one of those, or get a Skyward RC cable.
When I got started, I used to just
Not
build my
surprised.
own packs.
Yeah, my buddy Dan did that. He built his own cable, but
I did that as
to kind of do the same thing.
I did that as well, actually. I bought one that has a inline buck converter that will take up to a fucking 6S pack, but it knocks it down to 7 volts, period. And that's,
Yeah.
it's like I built it at like a foot long or whatever.
Well, I don't care. I still think the best investment is one of these extender cables where you can plug in your old lipos and just go that route.
Yeah,
Skyward
I swear
RC,
by
I had the Furious one. I wasn't impressed with it just because it fell apart on me and stopped working pretty early. But the
Just
Skyward
one
RC
company
has been
has one.
killing it. Skyward Fat Cable 2. But I mean, I have so many packs that I don't use anymore, or that are like puffed or something like that. It's just a good way to kind of give those more
Keep
life.
them, yeah, right.
Because then I have endless, I can wear my goggles for a year with the puffed packs I have that aren't flight worthy.
I just always had a bad feeling about keeping a lipo in my pocket.
It's not pulling enough power or doing anything to it, man.
I'd rather it be in
had
my
a problem.
pocket than strapped to my head.
Yeah.
In my
Amen to
pocket, I
that.
can just always like
That's a tough
you know,
one.
lean
Getting
over
some,
and just like shake it out.
if it blew in your
But
pocket,
strapped to your head, you got to actually hit it.
if it blows in your pocket, you're gonna have to fight to get the motherfucker.
Dude, I got
out
no
of
hair to
there.
protect
No,
me.
you just pull on the
This
cord.
thing's going
it's
straight into
attached
my
to.
soul.
Exactly.
Yank the cord out. Right.
There you go. You
Yeah.
see the cord. Yep. No,
That's
he's
why
right.
I
The
do it.
cord-
I just
Cable gets all
mine's
in
not
the
even
way.
a fancy cord. I just stuck a bunch of wires together, and that's what I run my goggles on.
Has anybody?
And they're
in the,
just
Yeah.
regular barrel connector goggles. If something happens, I just yank that out of my pocket and sling it like fucking
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, and we're good.
has anybody in the chat?
Jack it.
Look at this. It's like a mile long.
Say,
That's
I don't
awesome.
run any of that shit.
We got plenty of people in the chat.
For
Keep it on your head.
Yeah, for up until I got my
You guys got balls of steel then.
up until I got my
No.
HDO2s, I was rocking HD2s for 4 years or whatever. Last year at Rampage, I met FPV Geek here, and he had this little power switch it was a work in progress at the time, but I was fortunate enough to get one, and I rocked the fuck out of that thing. And it's dope because when I turned it on, I had this LED on the side of my head that just looks cool or whatever. But the fucking thing was great because it was so
Yeah,
convenient.
LEDs are awesome.
I could leave it plugged in all the time and just fucking kick off the switch. And I would unplug the battery, obviously, when I was storing it. But, you're just sitting there chilling bullshit, and you pull your goggles up. It was just so easy to click over and go click, and your goggles shut down. And then you could, bullshit, hang out in the field with your homies. And then, it just, I don't know, you can see it at a distance. If you set your goggles down, you can look over, you can see it was on. Just, I don't know, it was nice to have, and it really filled the void. So, kudos to you, Geek, because that was a much needed thing for me. And I didn't use. Go ahead.
It took me forever to get that out. As you know, at Rampage, I actually had a few with me ready to go, but the manufacturer just screwed up and put on the wrong connector on the thing. And then there's a couple different things that were actually wrong with the logic a little bit. Then I just had one. I tried to use it. Honestly, I tried to use a US manufacturer. I really did. But they just, at the end, took my money and never delivered the product. And so, ironically, and
that's horrible.
Mad Chiller doesn't know, today I finally got notice that it's finally got produced and it's being shipped to me now. Ironically,
awesome.
and that's what sucked is now the ORQA's out, the HDO2 is out, they got a switch.
All with the damn
DJI's got a
switch
switch, right? But
There'll still be
If
plenty of
anything, it
market
just
for
shows
that,
there's a
dude.
huge amount of people. A ton of people still have their HDO1s.
Yeah, there's going to be
2s,
tons of people that need them,
attitudes.
man. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
dude,
They're on the way.
There's still not a really good cable that does that.
So here's my.
That Sky cable or whatever. I don't really like the button.
yeah, here's one of the prototypes right here.
You got one here?
And I think Mad Chiller's got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks awesome.
So,
And I actually developed a DJI one. There we go. That actually hooks up. It's a little bit different just because it needs a longer cable,
Right?
right? But you just turn it on and it turns everything on.
no.
What's cool is, I guess it still fills that void right now for
Fuck
people
yeah,
that are
dude.
using,
Yeah, here's mine.
That's it. That's the
Yeah.
first version. Yep.
Yeah, totally.
That's
So
freaking awesome.
these are my HCO2s, which have a lot of character. I still love them. Says Matt, even says my name
Character.
on the bootleg. Yeah, and I got googly eyes. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Right?
Nice.
But
I forgot who there was only two people I sold or
yeah,
had those things.
I'm
for
trying to
Rampage.
remember who the other
The other
person
one is Monkey
Oh, right.
FPV.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So it was just you two
Tennessee.
that
awesome.
got them.
Dude,
Because I said, you know what, their cable's wrong. You got to switch it out.
Yeah, I did too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this
All
is I put a fucking secondary on there, and for me, I know you were like the logic was messed up on the power or whatever, and I was like, I don't care.
Right.
It just for me, it was just so dope to be able to just, like I said, number one, the convenience, having this visual indicator, because if you're depending how your goggles are laying down, you might not see.
So is that a battery
you may not
indicator as
see-
well?
You may not see your
Well,
module. Well, it was
The new
yeah.
one actually changed a little bit, actually. Nobody's actually seen this yet, except for some locals. When you turn it on now, it's a single blue LED, right? And then when you press this button, it actually shows the battery status for
That's
those who
fire.
actually make their own packs. The reason I did this, and I don't know if Mad Chiller, you ever ran into this issue. The reason I did that was those 4 LEDs on actually draw more power,
Yeah.
right? And so it actually reduces the number of plates you can use on per pack.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So I did it that way. So it's one LED on to tell you whether it's on or off. And then if you want, especially if you build your own battery packs, that's where you press it and you can get the battery status now.
That's sick.
And that will reduce.
That's sick, man.
That's fucking awesome.
That's sick.
So I actually have, these are my first homemade batteries. Just
I think I remember
650
seeing that
packs.
thing at Rampage. You showed that thing to me.
probably when I was buying this shit, I'm like, dude, this is what I got. This is what I'm working with.
Right.
Hell yeah, man. It was fucking
awesome.
But it's perfect for that. That's why I did it initially. Like I first had this idea, believe it or not, May of 2018, shortly after the HDOs came out. It's been that long.
Yeah.
And
well, it's been necessary for so long.
Right.
I mean, that's such a cool product. And even I said, I think even now the market is plenty big enough for the people that aren't going to be buying, freaking $600, $500 on goggles. They're buying everybody's secondary HDO2,
especially all the younger crew, the people getting into it that aren't sure yet. Like, dude, there's plenty of
I think you'll find you'll still sell them, man. Those things are awesome.
Hopefully, I got a boatload of them coming.
Truth be had,
I need one for my other goggles.
Well, I was actually gonna say, truth be had, I might grab another one for my HDO2s. I mean, I like the button and it's cool, but you have to move a jumper to select the power function, and then at which point you have to hold the button for a second to put the fan in high mode. Whereas I just tend to like to run the fan in high mode, so I would like to just make it so potentially I just turn on the fan and it's a wrap. You know what I mean? So, and again,
do you know BU FPV?
Oh yeah.
He actually is using one, and he has the HDO2 for that same reason. He's
Absolutely.
like, I'm just going to use the switch. I'm going to use a fan.
Yeah.
And he's just rocking it.
Totally.
Right
Totally. I mean, I've been doing it so long, without a fucking goddamn power switch. I understood people's complaints, there's that lack of convenience or whatever, but then on the other hand, it's like, I've been doing this so long, it doesn't really bother me, and honestly, once I got the switch from you, it was like life's complete. I have nothing to bitch about.
Right.
Just go fucking fly.
I appreciate that. Right. Yeah, I've been so excited. It's been so ups and downs and craziness going on with it. It's seriously, it's been a struggle. Like I was telling everybody, I tried to use a US manufacturer and it just didn't work. So I had to actually go overseas.
Right.
That sucks, man.
But who's actually developing it for me or manufacturing for me is actually a pretty respected company.
Sick.
I think I could release that to you all, and nobody knows this now, but Newbie Drone's actually manufacturing for me.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we love Newbie Drone.
That's hella reputable, man. Their new stack looks
they have
dope.
legit products.
Yeah, they do.
Good stuff. And to
doing
get
great
their
work over there.
B-Brain, they have like the little whoop. Everybody's coming out the 1S whoops. And I'm kind of waiting for them to come out
the
with theirs,
all the
theirs is in
brushless shit. Yeah.
Brushless,
Yeah, the brushless.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want the Crazy Bee. That's Crazy Bee's really bad with QC, and then there's the Beta FPV one,
bro,
which is pretty good. But
I'd
rather get the quality, Newbie Drone.
My first Newbie Drone F3 whoop brushed whoop is still rocking, and I fucking smashed it in everything.
Nice.
Yeah, I love
I
Newbie
keep this
Drone.
on my desk all the time.
Yep, got the same one somewhere around here.
Yep.
Couple of them.
This is the one that runs in silverware too. Silverware is my first
that's
quad
right.
ever was a little silverware whoop. They have the
silverware
other
rocks.
one too,
Yeah, silverware is by far the best.
I got it because it was
firmware.
cheaper. I was just I wanted to get into the hobby, and I'm like, well, this is $30 cheaper than the other one. I'm like, might as well.
The Newbie Drone one has OSD on the silverware one, right?
Yep. Lets
Nice.
me know when I was destroying batteries, because early on I didn't really understand battery voltage that well.
Right.
I mean, who does? Like, it's like 3 point. I could go to 2, right? 2's cool. No,
right.
Not okay.
Nice.
But I mean, these things are great. I mean, I'll get 3 minutes, 4 minutes, just kind of cruising around.
Well, you know what's actually really hot?
I definitely want a brushless.
What's really hot right now in the brushless arena aside from Silverware. Silverware is definitely the hottest fucking firmware out there for whoops and stuff, in my opinion. The Alien Whoop Zero is one of my favorite whoop boards, bar none. But the new people's flashing their brushless rigs with JEC and running 48K on the ESCs. Have you seen that, Geek? Have you heard about that?
Which one?
So people are flashing the 48K firmware from JESC. I can't fucking speak. JESC, right? JESC has a 48K version of their firmware, and people are seeing a minute or more gain in flight time by just flashing it.
Really?
Absolutely.
No, I haven't heard anything about that yet.
Oh,
That's
well, you've
awesome.
heard it here first. Yeah, a lot of guys are rocking. EMU flight's coming up hot in the whoop, in the brushless whoop arena as well. And a lot of guys are rocking.
Definitely gotten a lot better flight times already.
with EMU. JESC also allows you to run RPM filtering on BL Heli S, and that's what it was originally designed for. And for that part, I think you have to pay a couple bucks. You actually buy a license, right? But there
You can now a guy open sourced it now.
yes. But now JEC gives you a free version of the 48, the 48K version of the firmware is free. You don't have to pay it. You can flash it right out of the box, and you only need to license the telemetry for RPM filtering if you need it or choose to do so. But many people
that is also free as well.
Many people like. It's not on JEC. It's not free on JEC. But I know the firmware.
No, it's not. It's
the open source one.
I'll show you. I'll show you the link.
Anyways, the people are flashing it, throwing EMU flight on there, and they don't need the RPM filtering. They're getting as good or better results just doing that combination on the brushless 1S and up. A lot of micro guys are doing it as well.
Nice.
Jazz Maverick is the guy who he's the guy who saw the GAC and decided to do kind of like, so his isn't, you don't do it through the configurator. He literally just gives you hex files specific to each ESC like firmware. So like P, it's like P and an H and it's like 90 or 15 and there's like H, and basically just has like a long list and they're all 48K, and you find out what it is, and then it updates it to 16.77, and you get the RPM filtering and the 48K.
I got to try that on this whoop.
Does it work with BL Heli S,
you should.
S or 32 at that point? How does what config?
Only S. Only S. Yeah, because with 32 you could just do it. It does it automatically. You just go into BL Heli 32 and you put 48K. This is just for BL Heli S. For like a thing like this. This is like a whoop board,
right?
When the Pyro drone.
Did it make a big difference running RPM filter on those things?
For me, like I had to tune, like before this was on RPM filtering, I had to tune the filtering. Like I had a Joe, JRA, one of the local racers helped me tune it because I couldn't. Second I put RPM filtering, I had to stock everything. Everything just kind of flies better. I don't know. And the best is just the fly times.
Excuse me.
I know, 3 minutes. I'm getting like 4 minutes now. I'm getting a full minute, even with.
I haven't seen any quantifiable gains by running RPM filter in terms of flight time. There's been nothing. There's no data to support that. Actually.
I tell that to Dragon all the time if I'm just an anomaly, but on my 5-inch, I get 30 more seconds. On my micros, I get almost a minute.
Well, if you can quantify it, then we need to record it and show the results. But I have never seen anybody say that they get more flight time from RPM filtering.
I'll flash something back to 4.0.
But
like
my
TBS source frame is the one that I get the massive flight time.
Multiple people have gone out and reported, and actually UAV Tech flashed it with standard BL Heli S, flew it, then just flashed it with JEC and flew it and videoed the whole thing and put it out there. It's like, there you go. It's just like, you can see it here.
A big difference?
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Was it a big difference?
Yeah, absolutely. It's at least it's like 30% at least with 48 on the brushless.
I got to try that.
And I don't remember what he was running. He might have actually been running Betaflight at that point, but it was the EB Flight guys that actually pretty much found this. They're like, holy shit, like I'm getting way better flight time. And then, so it got really popular really quick in the EB Flight camp.
Nice. Yeah, when I first started flying, I was on the Helio
less...
thing. Oop, what was that?
No, to me, it seems to use less processor power. It just whatever input you're putting, it's
RPM
not
uses
like
more. That's why they
readjusting.
That's why they only support.
That's why I don't understand.
RPM uses more. That's why
and plus we're dropping.
They dropped the PID loops because of it to save the CPU power. That's the whole reason why you can't run high PID loops. Is they needed the juice.
So maybe it's maybe that's why I'm saving. I'm saving because my PID loops are so much lower, and I'm using a lower D shot. Maybe I'm getting flight times just because of that.
Maybe.
It could just be, you know, I don't know. But I like RPM filtering, but I haven't tried emu flight. I'm kind of doing it just to spite Chiller at this point.
I've actually been doing the Falco X thing for a while.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, myself, I've just been doing the Falco X thing, and I've been trying. I've got a beta flight build with RPM filter, but I yet to really fly it.
Yeah.
It's most of my stuff. Actually, if not all, is like Falco X right now.
A lot of guys love Falco, and I mean, I haven't ran it myself personally, but I heard the config has gotten a lot easier. Just a lot of things are pretty simple to set up. Right?
Yeah, I mean that was one thing. One time I built a quad, completely forgot to set it up, and was the only one with me. Brought it out to the field, and I just set it up out there. It was done.
Yeah, because you can set it up through the OSD.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can. Well, you can actually set it up through the computer now. But the computer is just a representation of what you would see in the
OSD, right? Which is cool.
That's it.
It's really cool,
right?
That's.
And that's one thing.
Like
the flight feel is really nice. You know, I mean, for a while there, when we originally first started testing Falco X, it had its quirks and like anything else, beta or alpha,
of course.
But the latest releases, it's got me thinking: do I want to look at anything or try anything else?
And what flight controllers are you running? What flight controllers are you running, Geek?
Mostly the Revolt OSD or the Revolt OSD Lite.
I thought
on the beta flight, I've got that newbie drone stack.
Right.
I've been trying out
the Infinity.
Infinity 30.
About that.
That looks dope.
Everybody's loving that.
We're working on getting a target for that right now for Emu.
Nice.
Any closer?
Is it any closer?
Yeah, I know you guys have been working on that for a few weeks now.
Not even, no. It's been like a week. And it was CES. Everybody was away, so nothing's really gotten done yet, to be honest. You know, Patrick from Project Mockingbird and I and a bunch of us are in a chat together. We were talking about it, but those guys have been busy with the industry stuff. So. Yep.
Sure.
It was like a week ago though, because
they just came out with 2 new motors as well.
It was like the day you and Cricket came, Geek. I put that request in. It was like last week or whatever, and because Bot Grinder is flying the Infinity as well. It's like you and him and Cricket. Yeah, yeah, and I think Zoe's on it too. So
Cricket's off flight 1.
Yeah.
Kinda. He's in between.
Kinda.
Right.
Yeah, he's been flying it for a really long time.
I think there's a new video about his setup.
Is that what the new video is about?
There's a new video today. I know he's saying he's switching things up,
Yeah, he's switching things up. He's still flying both, right? He's testing things out, especially with he's flying 100% DJI now.
Right.
And that Infinity stack is just too easy to set up. When you use that Infinity stack, you're literally just soldering motor wires and just plug in the DJI unit and you crossfire if you want it. You don't even need that, right? If you use a DJI controller.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forget.
Right. I would never use that controller. I'm just putting that out there.
I have it, actually, but never use it.
I would never.
I've never touched it, so I have no idea. I love Crossfire, so I probably would to use Crossfire.
I'm so over a box radio. I hate box radios.
It actually
look what you're flying with though, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm flying the giant
PlayStation you're flying
controller.
The Batwing. He's flying the Batwing.
The Batarang.
The Batwing.
Oh yeah, that thing.
I love this fucking thing.
Right, I got some pictures of that. I got to post up there for you.
Dude, you've been killing it with the photos, dude. I love this shit. fucking great, some great photos. And every time you drop one in the Discord, I'm just like, yes, that's awesome.
I mean, they broke the mold when they made this perfection.
Oh yeah.
You know, perfection is only made
the original JR mold right there.
Dude,
Mad, you're running Crossfire, right?
Yeah.
I'm just off of SVR Sky. I'm just ready to be done with them.
Bro, I bought an FR Sky module for this. I still have my Tyrannus. I figured I'd keep it. Too. I'm actually keeping it if I build a dual operator Cinewhoop. I want to set up a one with a gimbal with a secondary radio control.
That sounds fun.
So I'm keeping the Tyrannus for that. That's it.
I think I'm gonna go.
Call me.
I use Crossfire for the control link all day though. I don't think I don't see myself moving away from Crossfire for control anytime soon. I mean, unless Crossfire V2 comes out, man. I mean, this thing's
exactly.
If you know what you're doing with Crossfire, there's almost no chance you're gonna have a failsafe. I mean, it's really hard to do, man. But I mean,
it's really hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's something.
Man, I even have Crossfire in this thing right now. There's Crossfire in this sucker.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Dude, that's bad.
A lot of Whoop guys run it for the latency, and now, so TBS, and actually this was part of what I was going to talk about. TBS just released what's called Crossfire Shot, which is like, I don't have any actually firm technical details in front of me, unfortunately, so I don't want to misquote Trappy, but basically they've synchronized it, I believe, in a way that there's almost zero latency with Crossfire Shot now. I don't know how that affects, changes from 8-channel mode to 12-channel mode or not, but when I fire up my Crossfire module, it now says Crossfire Shot instead of whatever it used to be.
Really?
Yes, it now says Crossfire Shot. And so it's a new mode. Now, have I quantifiably noticed a difference in feel? Quite honestly, no, because
probably have to race
because I've been flying it. I've been beta testing Fusion for a while, and so they snuck it in there, and I didn't even know it was there. And so I flashed the firmware when I was testing, and it didn't catch that information. I must have missed it. But anyways, I was like, oh yeah, I've been running that for a while, huh?
No,
and I noticed that it said Crossfire Shot at one point, and I just didn't even really. I kind of was like, huh?
Didn't register.
Yeah, it just didn't register it. I'm like. Interesting. And I haven't sat down and done any like quantifiable black box logging or anything to see how my inputs look or anything. But then Trappy announced it on the couch last Friday, and I'm like, oh shit, that's what that's doing. Right. Okay, good to know.
All right, you guys are talking remotes. I think the next one I get might be that Tango 2. Might have to do it.
I just don't know about
some of us haven't seen it in real life.
Yeah, true that.
No, I'm dying it for just for micros.
Yeah,
I'm dying it just for my micros because, I mean, I want to fly this. I want to fly this outside. I don't want to fly it with this in my hand.
Right.
Like I would rather have my little Tango 2. This I'll save for when I'm flying my 5-inch at the fucking.
Whoop guys flew Crossfire.
With that I can be a little bit more conspicuous and fly in Midtown without being arrested immediately.
A lot of Whoop guys were flying Crossfire strictly because of the latency. The latency was definitely quicker than FR Sky if you're running 8-channel mode. So I know that a lot of my friends that are really heavy into whooping were running Crossfire. Yeah.
Fluxy. You guys know Fluxy, right?
Sky.
Yeah, Fluxy.
Yeah, I was talking to him out in Vegas, right? And he's actually that one that convinced me. Okay, throw Crossfire into my Alien Whoop, and he's like, "Don't even run an antenna." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you don't need it for the stuff you do in a Whoop. Just run it without an antenna." So that's what I did, and it actually works.
It'd be fine. They test them for like 24 hours without an antenna on.
Yeah. Do they?
Really?
The Crossfire TX random?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the TX. I know they
not the TX, the RX. Yeah, the Crossfire Nano RX. I don't have the antenna on my Whoop, on the Alien Whoop, and it works just fine. And Fluxy had it out in Vegas. He said they were flying all over the hotel that we were at. I forgot which one it was. The one that's like the pyramid, the Luxor, right?
Luxor,
all
Luxor,
around indoors in there, and never dropped out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, No
antenna at all.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Every time mine unplugs, I drop.
I've had issues without an antenna. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I guess it depends on your transmit power, right? I mean, if you're running 10 or 100, I mean, but if you kick it up to 5 or 1 watt, I reckon an antenna is less important at that point.
Right. And this was whoop stuff, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking I would never say, do that on your 5-inch. Hell no.
Yeah, no, I had a 7-inch recently. Actually, I think I got that 7-inch frame from you. That 399 Super G. I got that and a full KISS setup from you that now a Mad Chiller has.
Nice. I have yet to try KISS. Your last stream I watched, I was like, I shouldn't have sold all that. And I should try it.
I know.
I did find one controller.
You should definitely give it a try.
I mean,
I got a whole build that's just sitting there.
Is it really that big of a difference?
If I'm going to try it, you got to try it.
I mean, it's one of those things where I came from a bad beta flight situation,
right,
and was just having trouble getting it to fly properly. I'd gone to the Helio stuff when it first came out, first batch, pre-order boards, and I just had a ton of trouble. And I was just, my buddy ended up getting the KISS V2 set. We took it out and maidened it, and with a stock tune, I mean, it was crispier than any tune I'd ever put on any quad.
Nice.
So, and I've been hooked ever since. And the stick feel is most of it, though, to be honest, perfectly honest. And there's just not a lot of fuck with, and I'm stupid, so I can't. All those other things just inhibit me. I just get mad at those things and spend all my time trying to figure those things out and don't get to fly.
I think that's clutch. Ease of use needs to be a bigger thing in our community. I mean,
exactly.
And I'm not trying to throw Betaflight on the bus, but it's gotten fucking way too complicated for the majority of people. I feel like it's just.
I think they would do better if they had 4 or 5 kind of pre-tunes, like, high end build with quality parts, RTF from somebody reputable. The next tier down, widen those filters a bit.
That's a really good idea.
I want to see what you think about a Falco X compared to KISS. I've yet to see really.
I really want to try it. It's the only one that I haven't tried at all. Like since race.
I'll send you a controller
earlier.
If you try it out, I'll send you a controller. All right. Seriously,
I'll send you all right.
I'll send it out.
Game.
So that's
hit me up on Discord and with your address again, and then I'll send you one.
All right. So if he tries that, I thought Falco supported other flight controllers. Is that not the case?
They just started to release for the Mamba F411 because they're putting Falco X on a toothpick like class.
Gotcha.
And so
but
you gotta buy a license.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
You got
16 by 16.
You gotta buy the license.
Yeah, it's not much. Like I don't.
I'll try it out. I have that board.
Yeah, check it. Go to Flight One, or I forgot where the resource is, but the latest video actually that they released has information.
All right, so if he tries Falco,
you guys were
gotta
talking
try
bad about Betaflight.
You gotta try Emu Flight. If he tries Falco, I'm trying KISS. You gotta try Emu Flight. All right, so that's the deal. We're all rotating flight controllers.
All right. How about this?
Hell yeah, that's
all right.
I like
Does
this
Emu
game.
Flight have
right? It's like
Flight have a thing for the F7 Talon. F7 Talon.
Talon's been supported, man.
Have Emu Flight.
It's been supported.
Yeah, all right. I'll put it on the banger.
What is the target's a CL Racing F7, isn't it? What's the Betaflight target?
I haven't even popped it into.
Plug it in a Betaflight type version in CLI. I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Pretty sure.
Artie, did you want a 20 by 20 board or a 30 by 30? I got either one I can send you.
30 by 30 is what everything I have can
all
take.
right.
And I've got a hacksaw frame from Twin Quad Frames that has been asking for it for a while.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll flash it with the latest alpha. So all you got to do is just
do that.
Plug it in and go through the setup.
You go through the setup in the OSD, right? You just do it right
now.
That's it. All right, that's cool.
It.
Yeah. Have you gotten any of those new ESCs from them? I know Preston just put out a video a couple days ago about the.
No, I haven't.
ESC.
No,
I still haven't seen that.
That ESC is the reason why a lot of freaking people left. People are getting so frustrated.
Man. Martin Novak.
Or
Saw
Novak,
him
that's right. He
flying
was a
that
big.
Kiss.
He was
Oh,
right.
Fly Life.
See him flying that Kiss. That's all 'cause
another
George
reason why
FPV,
I
man.
was listening. I've been listening to that podcast, and he got
I
on
love
Kiss,
that.
and you guys had the Kiss thing. I was like, oh my god, like, what's going
The
on?
world is speaking. The universe is speaking to you, man.
Artie's been trying to get me to try Kiss for a while, and then one day he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna send you a fucking rig.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
If
send
I
you.
send you everything you need,
will you try
you
this?
can't argue with me.
I mean, it's funny. We all get set in our ways. You know, we like what we like and stuff. I mean, you know, it's good though. I mean, it's good to try new things. So, you know, and
Exactly.
I
Just
learned
stay fresh.
Oh, totally. And I learned a ton talking to Alexander Fedorov about Kiss and the code and all that. It was amazing. It was a great conversation. And if you haven't seen it,
Those guys were
that was last
extremely
Saturday.
polite.
Yeah, they were super dope. Is there gonna be there's not gonna be any there's not gonna be an RPM filter for Emu Flight because Emu Flight doesn't need an RPM filter in our opinion. The IMUF does the job, and the majority of people that fly Emu are coming from Beta Flight after having a bad experience with the RPM filter, quite honestly. Myself included. I'm just gonna put that out there. I gave Beta Flight 4X and RPM filtering the majority of my summer, and I canned it. That was my experience.
Was that 4.1 or was that 4.0 that was like a nightmare to set up?
I was playing with both of them throughout the summer, and by summer in August, I was just like, why am I wasting my time? And I hate to say this, but it didn't help that Travis, my buddy that I fly a lot of macro quads with, was like, he was still running Helio. He was running Helios on all his Beast class and macro builds, and he's like, why are you beating your head off the ground right now? He's like, just yank the fucking board out and put a fucking Emu board in, and you know you're gonna be happy. And it's the truth. I fucking yanked out the board I was running. I won't mention that board, but I yanked that fucker out. It's in my bench and hasn't seen the light of day since. And I stuck a fucking Strix F10 in there, threw Emu Flight on it, and I was golden. So, you know, having said that, that was my experience. And I'll be honest with you, and I've heard some talk, you know, Beta Flight is focusing on 5-inch and down, man. And they're not thinking about, I honestly don't think they're thinking about us big quad guys in a lot of ways, because the way it works, it's just.
Well, I just think they're treating it like the norm. Like they've always kind of, you know, they're trying to focus on the majority, right? You can tune it any which way, but I mean, I remember when I got into it, 6 and 7-inch, like, it was almost too impossible to get a decent tune out of those.
Bro, my big experience with Emu was the 6-inch. I had a 6-inch that flew great. It was running Butterflight from last year. Flew great, but I had Jello. And I literally just flashed it with Emu and flew it. And it was like fucking Jello gone, flies amazing, no prop wash. I was like,
is Emu pretty much like Helio, kind of, or
what Emu is number one, it still supports a Helio flight controller, and there is continued IMUF code adjustments being made for the Helio boards, but they took that filter topology and they've been porting it over to non-IMUF based boards, which means you can get that Helio feel off of your Talon F7 or your fucking Pyro Drone F4. I mean, you know, there's still missing targets at this time. You know, a lot of the unified stuff isn't quite there yet, but they are working on it. But that's effectively it in a nutshell. It brings the IMUF filtering over to every flight controller, and it's clutch, man. Like I said, I can't count the amount of, you know, guys that were running a 7-inch or a 6-inch or a 10-inch, you know, or a Whoop for that matter. And it's like, I can't get a tune I'm looking for. And I'm like, throw Emu on it and come join the Discord and talk to somebody that flies the same class. You know what I mean? And usually they're like, holy shit. Like, I know guys that were like diehard brain FPV guys that are fucking loving Emu on a Whoop or, you know what I mean, or something else. So like, you know, like I like.
You get to mess with like the IMUF stuff, because that always had my head
really.
when I was messing around with Helio. I was like, "What? You got this is your gyro trust and all this stuff."
There.
Like,
it is.
It became a nightmare for me, but they were having those EMF issues, and those guys. Yeah, they were having a tough time at the very beginning, and that's where I just had
hop around and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. I was just like, I had enough of that. Right. But I will say this: I built that Super G that I got from you, FPV Geek, and I flash battery flight on it, 4.1, put RPM filters. It flies fine. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. The tune is good though. It came. I mean, it took literally almost nothing, just dropping some P gains a bit.
Right.
And it,
I mean, when I
flies
had
fine.
that frame, I mean, I flew that. I didn't actually fly that one that much. When I did fly it, I actually was running Beta Flight, the Brain FPV board on that thing, just because it wanted all of the OSD and everything else, and the barometer for long range stuff. Right.
Yeah.
That frame is actually the frame. I don't know if you ever saw. Probably not. Not a lot of people knew. Where I lost that frame out in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. That's the one you lost?
That's the one.
Oh no.
Man.
Awesome. I saw that video. That's awesome, man.
Yep.
That's sick.
That's
What happened? It was just
so Artie,
hello?
sorry,
lost our
excuse me.
RX.
I don't want to.
No, it's error. My error.
That's usually how it happens.
I don't want to derail us, but we're actually completely off topic to some regard. So is your your background
Goggles, right?
is your DVR footage? Is that correct? Is that what you're looping back there?
Yeah, that's what I'm leaving back there. Some of that crispy.
Well, wait, that's DVR.
FPS.
That's not onboard DVR.
Here,
That looks super clean.
so
It's Goggle
this
DVR.
is off the
That RX.
this is off the let me bring you live. Why doesn't it let me pin you? What the hell? There we go.
Hates me. It's all right. I don't blame.
So this is
Not
off the
gonna lie,
this
it
is off
looked
the
really
ORQA.
clean. I just
at-
assumed you had onboard.
This is off the ORQA at 60 frames a second, right?
Yep. I was just pretty impressed by it.
That's pretty good. I won't show you my DVR. It's cheating.
That DJI, man. So are you full on with DJI stuff?
I am actually full on. I sold my HDOs. My son actually started flying this year, and I sold his HD2s that he had. And actually, I'm so far in, I got him a set.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So
Like father like son.
Exactly. That's pretty awesome, man. I'd love to try it, man, but just don't have the scratch or really the need is kind of my thing. Like I get, especially now that I switch goggles, man, I just don't see a need at the moment.
Like I said,
And I just don't like the implementation. That's really got me a little butthurt. It's not on DJI.
Yeah,
really,
it does suck to, it's proprietary. You got to get this whole system. The goggles are expensive. I get it. But Mad Chiller, Chad didn't get to fly it. He got to only
I rode
spectate.
along, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not even the experience that you get, because when you spectate, you only get half the transmission. You don't get
a word.
You get a lot of breakup when you're doing when you're spectating.
Yeah, up close it looked good. I mean, it definitely looked good. I don't know that.
So what you saw up close is what I would be seeing probably 95% of the time.
I definitely got enough of a taste of it to get a good feel. I felt of the quality, and I can definitely see the attraction for many people. With my like I said, with my HDO2 and the Fusion rig right now, I feel like, especially with the integration and what TBS is doing, it's pretty fucking cool, and it's definitely the pinnacle of video in the analog domain right now in terms of the user experience. TBS is going to release an updated receiver board this year. It's like $10 shipped or something for the end user who already has it, and that should push it at least level or better than rapid fire in terms of sensitivity at that point. But
that's good, because when I was trying because when I was on analog, I had rapid fire,
right?
And then when the Fusion came out, I went to the same spot where I knew were all the places I always had issues with,
right?
So I knew the place where I would have RF issues or anything else, and the Fusion was just not doing well.
Yeah,
actually, and so I actually took it out of my goggles and threw the rapid fire back in.
I think in the beginning, that was definitely more for a lot of people.
Right.
That was,
right.
They've done a lot of firmware updates to the algorithm side, and truth be had, it's definitely better than my LaForge V4 was now. You know what I mean? Like right out of the box, I was like, holy shit. And I had Fusion on my HDO2. And, you know, but when I got it into the HDO, it's like that whole total package, I was like, holy shit, this is really nice. Like color saturation and the contrast and the controls of the HDO2 coupled with the Fusion algorithm as it stands now it's really fucking good. You know, a lot of people were having sync drops.
Mine blacked out mid-flight.
Yeah.
You know,
see, I
was so close to dunking in water.
I don't get any of that. I don't get.
But I pulled it out, and that was like the first few versions. I was very early adopter, like the first release.
Right.
But because I sold my HDOs, I sold it with the Rapid Fire. I do have the Fusion that I had in this thing, so we'll see how that goes whenever. And only to, you know, ride along. Just
Did you do?
Oh, and whoops.
You have the mod on your goggles?
This one is the modless one where it has a cable on the outside.
Gotcha.
Right. And the other one I did wire up, you know, with the internal mod. Actually, I've got a switch that integrates a couple things in production, not production, in development.
Right.
for some of this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I will say, what are the things that Fusion's going to be doing? Because I really have not been keeping up with what they're going to be doing.
Hopefully it'll work. I'm going to run through it here in a few. Bring him down. But all right. So actually, we'll finish talking about DJI. Actually, I think, is there anything else you want to talk about as far as your experience in general with it, or?
I like it so much. Honestly, I sold most of my analog. I'm hanging on to 2 analog builds, but I might actually convert it when that Caddx unit comes out. The only reason I just can't convert it now, unless I want to switch the frames. Right?
But the Caddx.
The Caddx is smaller, and it'll fit in a 20 by 20-ish space.
What camera does it support?
It looks interesting for sure.
It's using the stock DJI. Same right now.
I have it up on me.
The same camera?
Same exact camera.
Got you. Yeah. And how long do you think it'll be before we potentially see other cameras?
I don't know. I really don't know. I hear people saying that there is an actual standalone like VTX that actually supports like regular cameras, but that was kind of nixed. But I don't know whether or not DJI kind of put the squash to that just because they want to keep things on the DL, or it truly wasn't true, right? I think like Kebab FPV was saying some stuff on like that stuff. So there was a whole sort of like conspiracy crap going on with that. So I'm not sure. I can't see why they couldn't, right? I mean, it's a camera, right? It's an input.
Right. Well, I mean, if it's an analog camera, they have to scan convert it to digital. So that's going to add latency. And so I can see the technical reasons behind that. I mean, if you're tapping, that's what I was wondering. If you're tapping digital signal off the sensor, you're going raw digital straight into the VTX and then sending it. Boom. I mean, any sort of conversion whatsoever is going to add propagation delay. Yeah. So I mean, and that was the thing. Like, for me, it's like I told you in the park the other day. I think it's a step in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. I was really stoked to hear that there was another digital option coming. I wasn't impressed with the implementation.
Right.
I'm not. I'm a huge OSD guy, and being able to do almost everything again with the Betaflight OSD is pretty good for me. And I don't know, man. Like,
they do have Betaflight OSD. So they do. They have Betaflight OSD support,
but not all of it yet. Yeah, or do they have it all now?
A lot of it.
Right.
I mean, what's missing, which is disappointing, is the home arrow, right? Which you need for long range.
Which you have on KISS.
Which KISS is now adding.
Which you have in KISS. Yeah. I heard him say that, and that's another reason why I'm like, oh, KISS has it, right? Like, it doesn't have return to home.
That's awesome.
At the same time. So
this is true. Which is why I went Betaflight on that 7-inch build. for return to home.
Put it on the
Return to
fucking Emu has return to home. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, I think
Don't
they're
listen to him.
missing.
Don't let him peer pressure.
I think they're missing the warning, right?
Right.
Warning indicators, right? And pretty much all the other stuff, at least what I use, is there. Right? I actually use just single cell voltage, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I switch
Easier to
between
tell,
4S
yeah.
and 6S, and I'm, is it 14 whatever, or is it 21 something that I need to land? I hate them. I'm like, okay, it's 3635. I'm coming down. That's so much easier to remember.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I just set my low voltage
average.
warnings appropriately for when I build a rig. I'm usually tailor building it for a voltage. So I mean, whenever I build a rig, I set my warning for 20 something or 14 something, or whatever the case may be.
It's too much thinking, too much stuff.
I mean, a lot of people count milliamps. You got full amper?
Yeah, you have that.
Yeah,
you have that now. I can't think what is really missing, right? From that
Can you
OSD
adjust your
integration.
PIDs?
Can you?
As
Well,
long
you
as
could adjust your
PIDs and
PIDs.
filters.
do you have filters?
I'd have to check.
Because
I don't know.
That's a big thing for me too. Initially, anyways. But
I think it has to, because that was actually even before OSD, because it had that support with Betaflight, right?
wow.
That you can actually adjust PIDs and everything else in the goggles, and that was pre OSD integration.
I knew it had some basic PID tuning. I didn't know about filtering.
Right. I'll check it out.
We'll have to go through it. And actually, one thing, if we had more time, and actually, I want to do a test. I've got a handheld spectrum analyzer, and I want to actually test. I think I talked to you about this in the field a little bit. I want to test and see what channel the talkback is from the goggle to the VTX, because there's got to be another frequency involved there, based on what I'm seeing. I don't know. Maybe it is somehow. I don't know. It's handshaking data one way or another, right? So is it a half duplex on the same frequency where, a couple packets go one way and then a couple packets come back the other way? Or is it, one way from the VTX to the goggle and then from the goggle back on a different frequency? And I don't, nobody's clearly explained that. And I want to just take my spectrum analyzer and fucking take a look at the goggles and just turn the VTX off, take a look at the goggle and see what the hell's coming off that thing. Because I know that if you stand too close to a DJI guy, you can get jacked up, you can get stepped on.
Right.
Just from their goggles, not even their fucking quad. If you stand too close to their goggle, you can have, there's a potential for that, depending on what you're running, I suppose. So, it's just interesting. Like, for me, Alex, I'm not going to knock it. I've tried it. I think it's a great step forward. But
you got to fly it.
I'm not going to fucking send a wing on it, though. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to send a wing on it. I'm not going to send a 10-inch out on it, because there's no fucking danger I'm going to risk a freeze frame or a fucking dropout on a 10-inch quad. There's no way. Right. I can fly through static. I cannot fucking send a macro quad, 12S macro quad at 100 miles an hour and worry about that ever. And so for me, it's just not. It's not in my wheelhouse right now. Maybe V2. Maybe V2.
Right. The only freeze frame I've really had is something that just happened so quick and it just came back, where I flew it just like when you get like a lot of bad static, where you really can't see crap and you're holding the line and and
trying to set it down easy.
Right. Either setting it down through or white knuckle it through and it comes back. That's what I did with the freeze frame, and it came back, and it was that fast.
It's kind of
of course I'm running 1200 milliwatt, right? Yeah.
But I mean, I'm running.
And that's why I don't. That's why I don't run this, because I don't want the control link on the same thing. So I'm still running Crossfire.
Plus, there's that
just for that same reason, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have this, but yet to use it, because I'm just like, you know what? I don't want it all relying on this one thing.
Right.
I want to be able to, like we talked about, just white knuckle it through and hopefully come back.
I watched Stingy's videos, and he was definitely showing some interesting things, and I know a lot of that's gotten ironed out with the firmware updates. And again, man, it's about trusting your gear, right? I mean, that's why a lot of us fly Crossfire, and for me personally, it's
less things to think about.
I don't care who makes it. Digital is not in my wheelhouse of considerations for something I trust 100%. It just isn't at this point.
And you need to trust your
fat
gear.
truck module. I'm there.
That's the thing. Is you just need to trust your gear, and if you're not trusting it, what don't use it. Right?
I mean, like I said, with slinging big quads, like it's a whole nother level of responsibility that you.
Oh, I know. I was
mean?
hiding. I didn't want it. I was about to go behind the wall.
Things sounds
Everybody's
crazy.
butthole puckered at the same time.
Bro,
These are no
You've
joke.
seen it. You've puckered.
I have made people seriously like duck and fucking cover, man. It's like, especially like, cause it's so quiet.
Yep.
It's so quiet when I'm not on a throttle, so I can fly like right up behind somebody. They won't even hardly know I'm coming, and then I just gun it, and just it's like the whoosh of air and the fucking sound of that thing going off it's enough to make you poop yourself a little bit.
No, just a little bit.
It's a different noise entirely.
It's a
It's
little
like,
check my pants by the time
you
I
don't
left it.
feel it in your ears. You feel it in your stomach.
Fucking
It's a different kind of noise.
dude, Corey was hilarious though. He was like, Corey.
This is a 2-stroke. That sounds like a 4-stroke.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. That thing's awesome. What you got there? What's a 7?
Bandolero 7. I have very small motors on it right now. I need to get some 2508 13s for it, but these are working. I have 2306 1750s on it.
Oh,
There's
on a 7 inch?
2508 Avengers.
That's bare minimum.
Wow,
That'll work.
They, they work, so I'd rather fly it
They'll
than
work,
look
yeah.
at it.
The 2508 flies so smooth because of that 11 millimeter or 12 millimeter bearing. It's
Yeah.
Are you running those race stars?
You got to get.
Yeah.
No, these are the Avengers, the brother
Okay.
hobbies.
yeah.
I got the Avengers. I forgot what they are. Is it 2508 or 28 something?
They have
2508,
They have
either 1100 or 1300.
There's 2806s that are hot on
I
7
want
inch.
chillers.
That's the one I
motors.
got. I just picked up.
28,
2806.
2006,
I want those,
1300,
yeah.
1300 is a good one on a 7. That's if you're running 6S.
They look unreal.
Yeah, they look.
They look like they're comical.
I'm running 28,
Yeah.
2810s on that 6-inch. 2810s.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Those are that's a whole nother story. I'm running the 2810
I'm just
1500s on 6S, and they're fucking monsters. Like if I'm falling and I
Those
punch,
just make you giggle.
I just stop. I just fucking stop. Like if I could be hurtling to the ground full speed and just fucking punch, and I'll just stop, and then I just fly away, and it's crazy how much power is in those things.
And I gotta say, it's tuned too.
Yeah,
like
it's
you don't
gotta
get the
get
prop. You don't get much prop. Considering how much air you're
I don't
pushing,
get any
like,
prop wash whatsoever on that quad. It's insane.
I know it's ridiculous. Those motors just
because the motors can
so
move
solid.
it as quickly, spin up as quickly as it needs
yeah.
to.
Right.
Yeah,
Like the frame will take it. It's a bando frame.
It's a
Like
bando.
the frame's not gonna fucking flex.
It's a bando running Helio V2. No, sorry, it's running AIO, running EMU flight, 2.0 with fucking RC9B, and that's actually that's the quad that converted me to EMU flight. Again, that was the one that I was flying on beta, and then early last summer I was just like, it's about time to see where EMU's at, and so I just popped it on there, and fucking I was just like, this is it. This is amazing.
Are you?
It seems
know
I
you talk
can't
EMU
do
flight.
EMU flight on my Talon, by the way.
What?
Somebody in chat, Ivory Knight, was talking about how that Talon F7 for some reason has you have to reset one of the motors. One of the motors is wrong or something. Motor 4 is fucked up, so you have to put 5. I don't know, something with the CLI.
Resources, yeah.
Supposedly, he was telling that EMU flight. Yeah, EMU flight doesn't handle that correctly. It doesn't get it to work for that particular.
A resource is a resource. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. Ivory
Are you-
Knight. I'll
we'll have to look
I'll
at that.
contact you.
I mean,
Ivory
worst case, what you do.
Ivory. Ivory Viking. I'm totally
The
sorry.
worst
Ivory
case, what you
Viking.
need to do is you flash beta flight on it with the proper target, confirm your motors are resourced properly, write down your resources or take a picture, flash EMU, and if it doesn't match,
Gotcha.
reassign them. Yeah.
Right. Are you ever worried
Yeah.
about
Alright.
like development dropping on EMU? Like, remember Butterflight? And-
Well, I mean,
and even Helio.
I don't. We're
Go holler at APOC.
we're getting pretty late
I
in
know.
the
I mean,
stream.
APOC's
I
local to
don't
me.
want
We
to totally
fly with them
derail
here.
us. But I mean, think
Right.
about. But I mean, there was fucking
sidestep the top.
there was so much going on. There was so much going on with Helio and Flight 1 All right. There was so much drama. There was so much lawsuit. There was so much bullshit. They just it was in certain ways it was doomed before we even started with Helios. So let's but that's gone.
Right.
That's over.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean, the reality is any project can die. I mean, so let's just be real. Any devs could get hit by a
Dare to dream.
bus or I mean,
but you're also talking about people who start out not getting paid at all.
Yeah.
And probably don't get paid much at all.
It's all passion projects at the end.
Yeah, a lot of
like what's keeping the beta flight guys going,
Right.
They ain't selling bags to keep going,
and then aside from that, and I love the team. I was a Helio team pilot. I was part of that, development for a long time, and I love everybody I worked with. But the reality is that when people would poke at certain members of the team, certain member of the team would kind of blow up, and it just it perpetuated this negative situation in certain regards that it was tough to deal with at times, and I'm being honest.
It's tough for anybody.
Yeah, any situation like that. So I mean, and that's one thing I can say about Emu Flight is we have zero fucking drama, and that's the amazing thing about it. Like we have one of the most chillax, cool, down to earth fucking communities. My testing team for the beta testing is they're an amazing group of people. They're constantly fucking reflashing their quad and trying something new because we we're trying something, we're checking out something, we're trying to fix something, we're trying to test telemetry. God knows what it is, but they're working their asses off, man. So it's not just the devs. The devs are important. The testers, without the testers, like who's the devs going to give the shit to? You know what I mean? So it's everybody plays their part. Everybody contributes to a project. You know what I mean? And so it's important to remember, and like I said, I love the dev group. I love the community, and there's no fucking drama. Unfortunately, some people can't get rid of the Helio stigma. There are other people that, again, I don't want to start shit. Last thing I want to do. Bottom line is that we generally keep to ourselves. We do our thing. We say, hey, fly Emu Fight. We're fans. We love what we're doing, right? We're not. We don't diss anybody else's shit. I'll share my experience, but I'm not going to diss the shit. I think RPM filtering is a wonderful technology. I'd love to see it grow. But, we don't go out.
Yeah, he doesn't give me shit.
We don't go out.
Me and him, we have
I'm
team beta
friendly
flight.
banter. We don't go out our way to.
It's all jokes.
We don't go out our way to diss any of the devs or what the beta flight devs are doing. But unfortunately, we see that in return, and it's frustrating at times. And, and it sucks because there's already enough division in this fucking community. And that's a problem in general. All right. Especially with what's going on with the FCC right now. We have got to fucking
all right, bro.
Get our shit
FAA,
together.
Please.
FCC won't let me be.
The FAA, sorry. But you know what I'm saying?
Sound like that dude on that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
With the FAA.
Put everything off to the side. And just
we gotta fucking start working
voice,
together.
right?
Yeah, I mean, this is and people are wasting energy, man. Like I hate wasting energy on this bullshit.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous.
I'm too busy having fun flying.
Dude,
hey, fucking man.
That's what we're supposed to be doing, right?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly.
And like I have
or
to
getting
say,
frustrated
like,
over shit
flight,
that matters,
if I didn't
like
have
making videos.
Yeah. Like if I didn't have like great pilots like that I met here, my tune would be absolute trash. Because beta flight, I would have I still don't know how to tune beta flight that well. If it wasn't for Chad, because I have to, at the end of the day, I have to like, if I'm all alone and I don't have anybody to help me tune, like my buddy Dragon Ears, if I didn't have my buddy Dragon Ears at the AMA fields, hey, dude, your quad sounds weird. I'm like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I've been flying. I'll fly close to him on purpose just to like have him be like, hey, that sounds weird. Like, oh, really? Like, tell me more. Like, tell me how to tune it because I have no fucking clue.
Run it.
Like, if I didn't have somebody to help me, beta flight. So I want to try default Emu Flight and see.
That is one thing I'm worried of.
This is actually hate to interrupt. Hate to interject here, but this is a good spot to kind of highlight community and FPV as a community and West Side. FPV has got
so yeah,
got a video that
I'm firing up for my demo, but so give me a second.
Yeah,
catch up.
For me, if it wasn't for the community, I wouldn't be anywhere near like like the pilot that I am now, which is not very good to begin with. But I feel like if I didn't have like just, all these YouTubers, just the people I met through YouTubers, like pretty much everybody I met here, I met through Bot Grinder's stream. And then from there, I met more people actually around me. And yeah, man. So
it's
we're just trying
definitely
to
about
hype up Westside's new stream,
All right, yo,
new video.
Yeah,
Just
so
trying to get together a bunch of people,
So let me just read this post real quick. I'm taking hold on a second. Let me take this live. All right, guys. So this is Westside's Facebook page. I wanted to bring this up and lose that. And so just reading what he's written here, guys. Just a reminder, I'm taking submissions for community edit and would love to show off as many faces of FPV as possible. If you fly FPV and want to be featured in a cool video, please submit your clips. 10 to 30 second clips of you doing something cool or maybe not so cool, may or may not be FPV related, but the goal here, and this is important because he's been speaking about this recently, the goal here is to show your beautiful faces. All right, so he's not looking for flight footage. He's looking for us.
He ain't looking for my ugly mug
He's
either.
looking for your ugly mug. He's looking for my ugly mug. He wants everyone's ugly ass mugs in video clips. All right, guys.
Here's an excuse to orbit yourself.
Yes,
guys.
or yeah, exactly. Now you're talking. Fucking. Now you're talking.
Doing that nice yaw, that yaw
So-
fade away from your face.
So if you're not subscribed or liking Westside's Facebook page, I highly recommend you do. Chris is always cranking out fucking top-notch content. You really can't ask for more in a content developer.
Right, really pushing those edits, man.
He's fucking amazing, guys. So fucking get out to Westside on Facebook. Go to his YouTube. It's all in my description below, man. All the links, all his links are down there now. And ultimately, what he's looking for is Google Drive, Dropbox, or WeTransfer links only. Don't send him your YouTubes. Send him the file. He wants the raw files. He's making an edit. So he's going to take that shit, color correct it, do all that jam in his edit. Submit it to him either at his email address, westside@gmail.com, or go to his Discord. The link is in the description. So hey
guys, just a quick tip. Lock everything on that GoPro if you can. Flat, low sharpness. Flat color profile, guys.
So we're gonna rock his video real quick, guys, and just highlight this. I wanted to get this out in the beginning and the end, but it looks like we're gonna probably only roll it once. But here we go.
What's up, you guys? Westside here, and I want to talk to you about a little project that I'd like to put together. So, with all this FAA stuff, just want to, kind of get away from all the drama and the stress for the time being. I'd like to do a community-based edit, and I'd like it to include all of your footage. This hobby's great, because of drones. Drones are fun, but the reason FPV is so important to me is because of the people that I've met from it. And I'm assuming it's like that for more than just myself. So I want to remind the community what really this hobby is about. It's about the people. So it's pretty simple. Just send me anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds of the coolest clip you have that includes you. You have to be in this clip. So that's the most important part. I don't want flight footage from you. I want a cool clip of you, maybe with your goggles on, maybe with a group of friends, maybe just in a cool spot with a cool sunset. And I want to challenge you guys.
Yeah,
Take
brother,
your
I'm not
time,
hearing any
you know,
audio.
use the whatever camera you can, whether it be a cell phone.
Neither am I.
You know, if your cell phone shoots
Thought it
better
was just
than your
me.
Session 5, send me some cell phone footage. But if that's
Better
all you
late
got,
than never,
awesome.
I guess. Restart that video again.
Best clip.
It's good on the stream.
And I'm going to give away this BQE Corona. Shout out to BQE.io. If you don't know about BQE.io, head over there. They got the best frames in the mini quad market. All right, you guys, I challenge you. Get out there, get the shot. You can use old footage. You can go get new footage, but you have to be in it. 10 to 30 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Till next time. Westside, out.
Yo, that's what's up right there. So that's what he's looking for, guys. He is looking for your faces. As you can see, lots of people you probably know or have seen out there flying, all over the place. Man, I know so many people in that video. It's crazy. And so, Westside wants us all, man. He wants everybody to fucking get some footy, get in there for him. And so, again, the links are in the description, guys. Make sure you check out his Facebook page. You check out his YouTube. Smash those subscribe and likes. And, yeah, you guys, for some reason, the audio share stopped in our Zoom chat, so they were complaining. Sorry, but I know the guys on the stream got it, so that's what's important.
Sorry about that.
I didn't see anybody freaking out. So anyways, Wicked, we're getting pretty late in the game here, so we need to get moving on. I hear myself in one of my streams.
I think that's such an important thing to do is
is somebody listening to me right now? Is that you, Vice?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No. Who's listening to this, watching the stream? I'm hearing it through somebody's mic or something.
I'm listening to it, but I'm muted.
You're not muted. You're talking to us and everybody online.
I know, but this thing, no, the stream is muted.
Oh, really? Weird. Okay.
I've had the stream open the entire time. I just have it muted.
All right, weird. I was hearing a doubling. Anyways, all right, moving on. So, all right, so what's up with the DJI screen? It's a single screen, right?
What do you mean?
Is it one screen or is it two screens inside?
It's two. It's
two?
actually, everybody thinks it's a box goggle because it's so big, but it's actually not.
Do you know
it's got two screens. It's got the IPD adjustments.
Do you know the reses off the top of your head? Resolutions?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
Do you know what the IPD adjustment's like? I'm going to ask all the hard questions.
I know. I'm like, I wish I knew, but I don't.
Try to look it up now.
Probably.
Field of view.
Must know the answer.
Why field of view says 85? That doesn't make sense. Is that for the whole, both of them? It says single screen. These goggles can't be right. This must be the wrong ones. Hold on.
Yeah, this is the wrong goggles.
God damn it. DJI FPV.
He said you like E-Sheen.
No, it's the other DJI goggles.
Oh, yeah, the ones that like flip over your head or something, right?
Yeah.
I'm finally.
Do you find them anywhere already?
Resolution is 1440 by 810. Screen renew rate's 120 hertz.
Oh, that's important. What else you got?
30 to 54 a field of view, which is adjustable.
What is that? How much?
It's adjustable field of view from 30 to 54. Interpupillary distance range is 58 to 70 millimeters.
That's pretty good.
Yes, it's pretty close to that. The ORQA is, I think the ORQA.
I do want to stress I heard a couple people getting caught up on the 120 hertz refresh rate, and that is not frame rate. So keep that in mind. They're not one and the same. It's not 120 frames. It's 60 frames, right? Is that what you're normally getting, or is that what you're supposed to be getting? Geek, do you know?
I think it's 720 60.
720 60.
That sounds right.
Oh, Princess Leia's going off down here. Wicked. So
Yeah, they're cool.
yeah, I had a good experience
20
flying
grams.
along with him. I found them to be a little big, personally. I thought the goggles were a little big.
Yeah, they are a little big. I give it that.
Do
That's definitely true.
Do you notice the weight?
No, and I don't even use that strap that goes,
Over the top.
over the top.
That's
I
pretty
just use a regular
goofy.
strap.
I wouldn't use it either.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I never liked those.
I deal with it.
Reminds me of my Eachine EV80s.
Yeah, I got like old Spectrum box goggles somewhere that has those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So in theory,
Well,
let me make sure I got my cameras here.
Yeah, for me, it feels fine. I'm used to it.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
some
sure it
people
doesn't take
absolutely
long.
hate it. Right.
I think people overreact to those types of things, like size and weight. I think after you wear it for 4 or 5 sessions, man, you forget what you got.
I forget. I mean,
Yeah, I feel
but
like-
I will admit, when I had both, still, I would every now and then throw on the Fat Sharks. I was like, that's nice, right? Because it is that much.
As long as they're
lighter.
comfortable enough, as long as they're not uncomfortable.
I mean, they really they could have done a better job with fitment, right? Because I have those shims in there that you 3D print to get the light.
I didn't know you had a 3D
the
print.
lightweight, right?
Now they sent
actually
like
have
foam wedges or something.
No, they've like this set. My original set has 3D printed wedges
Blow smoke
on the side,
Yeah.
right? It's just to get the light leak from the sides, right? Then they came out with a foam. Oops, I didn't even put it on there yet.
Yeah.
They came out with a foam that's actually thicker, right? That makes it more comfortable, and it removes all the light leak. And that's what I'm going to use on the other one.
I mean, do you really notice the light leak? Does it bother you?
No, I don't. I mean, that's the thing is the picture is so immersive that you forget about the light leak, right? That I initially had, because all of a sudden you just got this big widescreen, clear widescreen in front of you, that you don't see that, right? As opposed to like with the Fat Sharks, when you would get light leak, you would definitely see it because
Black
you had a whole lot of black background, right?
It's like
There's barely any of that with the DJIs, especially. I don't know what mode Cricket was on when I was flying. I've actually do 4x3. I think he actually does 16:9, right? So I could even get even more of an immersive feel if I went to the 16:9 mode.
Like I said, it felt good when I was in there, and it definitely looked good. I feel like
to get the experience, you need to go fly it with the actual set that's getting the full signal.
Sure, absolutely. Do you know of anything coming for DJI, as far as what the updates are coming or anything like that?
There was just an update yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Or
It's DJI, man. Every time you turn that Mavic on, it's an update. So
That's all.
I imagine they're on top of that shit. It's gonna take 6 hours to get in the air because you got to wait for the fucking update.
Just
kidding.
It doesn't do it over the air, right? So there's no
Oh, good.
wireless connection. So
they
you have to.
They are doing over OTA updates. That's good.
No, they aren't.
They're
have
not.
To, they're not. You have to connect it up to a computer and actually flash it. So it's not like DJI that all of a sudden your thing's locked out for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because
That was the thing that
crazy,
frustrated me about the Mavic so much.
right? There's none of that. You have to actually apply the update manually yourself through the computer.
And do you have to update all your VTXs or all your air units?
Yeah, you do, right? But it's using a USB-C connector to do all that. It's not as convenient as Crossfire.
Yeah,
definitely. Crossfire is awesome, but
it
it's
is.
not the nightmare of FR Sky firmware updates.
Fuck God! I know somebody in our beta group.
I don't miss that at all.
Oh, dude, never again. Somebody in our
never.
Stand on one toe, like put one toe on one part of the
soldering to eat.
Right.
You got to solder to a servo cable, plug it into your radio, and then fucking update your RX. And if you update,
Right.
so if you up your
the newer radios,
if you update on your radio and you then have to update your firmware, you have to pull it out of the fucking build. That's like the most annoying shit ever. Like, at least with the air unit, it's big enough and there's a USB plug you could grab. But a fucking FR Sky RX, you got to pull out and wire to a fucking servo cable and bang it into your fucking radio.
Well, to be fair,
it's like,
I've always rocked the kind of flying bus style frame, like the alien style frame. So everything's always laid out relatively accessible. So I never had problems. It was just like having to hold the button and do. I mean,
well, you're talking about binding. You're talking about binding, though. I'm talking about
just binding it. Oh, I don't even know that I ever updated it.
So a guy in our beta group made a build, and he realized that his telemetry wasn't working after he built it, and it's a micro. So now he's gonna tear it apart to get the fucking RX out and wire it to his radio and do the fucking update. It's just a fucking pain in the ass. Like that's why once I went Crossfire, I was like, never again. Never again.
People were like, "Oh, R9." I mean, I had both systems.
That,
Like R9, I had R9 Crossfire, and then I experienced the Crossfire thing, and that R9 was out the door. Right? I was like, "There's no way."
Was it really as bad as everybody said?
R9, the control link was good. It's just that user experience of the over-the-air and the firmware and how easy it is to bind. That it was like, I know I'm paying a premium, but I'm paying for that,
convenience,
that convenience, right? That's what it was worth it for me. I mean, especially when at that time I had more quads, and it was like, I probably spent more time, saved time going to Crossfire and just having to bind that way or firmware updates than dealing with the nightmare.
The
right?
only problem I have ever had with Crossfire is at one point, because I didn't have the full size, and I don't have the full size big. I had something happen where it just stopped updating, and it bricked, and I had to send it to them to get it.
The TX did, or the
RX?
An RX did.
I had that.
It's not that it bricked. It bricked for me, but you had to send it to them. You had to have the full size Crossfire unit to use one of those JSTs.
I know what you're talking about. And that's no longer an issue with the newest firmwares. With the newest firmware,
I haven't had it in a long time.
Well, it's not an issue. Period. If you end up bricking your RXs now, they baked in what's called the golden firmware, and there's a certain combination of button pushes that you can do with the Nano or whatever the receiver is that will put it into bootloader mode, and then you can fucking update it from the TX, so you don't have to worry about that.
Is that Resco mode sequence thing? Because I tried that on one of mine. Yeah, and it didn't work.
Some of them,
I got one that's just shot.
I've had it work, but I've also had generally when I've had a problem with one of the receivers is somehow in a crash or something, I've knocked one of the little caps off of it, and then I've had problems. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, if the RX is 100%, I've never had a problem that I couldn't recover from with Crossfire. And generally speaking, I don't have too many problems, but I did have recently. I had I ordered a shit ton of receivers, and I had like 2 bad ones. And I actually mentioned this in another stream. It's like, if you buy a 5-pack, test them all, because chances are if you buy a 5-pack, you're not going to build 5 quads in the time your return window is going to close. So like, get them all out, test them, bind them, make sure they at least work and they bind, if nothing else. You know what I mean? Because I had 2. I bought like 7 or 8 of them, and for whatever, somehow my luck of the draw was I had 2 bad ones, and I figured it out like day 28 of my return, my 30-day return window. And so I'm like, fuck, I got 5 more. I better test them. So I checked them all, and I ultimately found 2. But now, not so much a problem. And I think that as we're talking about Crossfire, unless there's anything you want to add regarding DJI, I think we should segue into Fusion and all that stuff, because we're already at 2 hours. Yes. So yeah, is there anything?
The only thing with DJI, right? I mean, I try not to hype it. It's just, you hear that people say, "Oh, it's a bunch of hype," but just try it, give it a chance, right?
Let me say this: like, anybody that flies FPV that doesn't want a better picture at all times
is crazy.
Is lying. Is lying to themselves. It's not that we don't want a better picture. At least for me, I just don't like the implementation.
Yeah,
and I don't have
definitely get that
scratch to invest into changing all my stuff over, because I need at least 3 units.
Right.
And they come out with
one thing I did do with
module and the small one. I'm there.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
One thing I did do with 2 modules I bought it with Amazon Prime with the crash warranty or protection warranty on it.
Oh, word. Now that's kind of nice. Oh, you
So
can
I'm
buy
like,
it at Best Buy and get the Geek Squad.
Yeah, if they had it on Best Buy, yeah. But they have
They don't
it
sell it there?
on Amazon, and I was like, oh, $10 for a year of damage protection or whatever it is. They're like, all right, I'm on that one.
$10, I'm in.
Gotta love the
or $10-15, whatever it
the
was.
lenient fucking return policy on Amazon too.
Right.
Exactly.
And Best Buy's fucking GoPros warranty because it saves everybody fucking tons.
Oh my
I
God,
have been an elite member of Best Buy for the last 3 years.
Yeah, no shit.
So you get the 45-day period then.
Exactly. I get 60 days.
I only have the 15-day thing. That sucks.
So for 60 days, I can go in. Doesn't matter what happens to it. They just replace it, no charge. I usually get
awesome.
$5 or $6 back.
Nice. Have you gone to the 8, or are you still going to rocking?
No, I've gone through 4 8s
already. And, Jesus Christ!
All my fault. They've actually been much more durable than the 7. I will say, like the 7 was just hyper.
I need to make you a new one of my new GoPro mounts. I know,
but the best thing right now, because a lot of them are still in stock. If you go get the 8 now, they come in a bundle that comes with this little tripod, an extra battery, a head strap for helmet.
All right, let's go.
All for the same price. Oh, man.
Moving on.
So many batteries.
Moving on. We're not here to talk about GoPros tonight. All right, moving on. So, yeah, anything else about DJI?
No, just give it a shot.
Word.
Yeah, just try it before you before you throw an opinion out. Give it a try.
You buy it, Chiller. I'll try it out.
Fuck, you're smoking crack.
I'll try Emu Flight. You try DJI.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Well, are you guys all in New York?
We're gonna leave. We're gonna leave Emu Flight away. No, we're all over the place.
Me and Chad.
It's just me and Vince.
I was gonna say, I know Cricket and I, we were talking. We need to get up to New York again.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, as soon as, especially as it gets warmer, we're gonna be.
I was sick, so I couldn't come that day.
Fucking,
we didn't even fly that really.
We didn't fly much at all.
Fun.
Yeah,
it was just cool to hang out.
I flew a lot after y'all left, but
yeah, you met a new person too.
Yeah, I ended up bringing. I met another person that night, and we told that story last week. So wicked.
That's right.
It was fucking amazing. And actually, Brad B-Rad, one of our crew members, he's an airline pilot. He was flying over New York today, and he saw a military bando. It looks like military housing out on Long Island near Islip. And he sent me a pin today on Google Maps. He's like, so he's in the plane. He flies a commercial airline. He's in the plane checking out fucking what's on the ground when he's fucking he's spotting from fucking whatever. 10,000 feet.
Google Earth.
Dude, it's crazy.
You know what's funny about B-Rad? I actually knew him before FPV. Like
what?
A few years ago. Because 3 years ago? No, now 4 years ago, I got into 3D printing, right? And I don't know if you know that
he used to sell Delta printers.
He used to sell Delta printers. So it was Ultibots or something. There was one time I reached out to him with, hey, can I get these specs, whatever? And we just got talking, about 3D printers back in the day, right? And we just collabed about some printer stuff. And then I kind of just dropped the whole 3D printer thing for a while, after, and I picked up FPV like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. And for some odd reason, I think I wanted to get a different printer again. So I called him up and we just started talking. And he mentioned that, I print this stuff for my quads and everything. I was like, quads? Really? Wait,
you're flying?
CPU for what? Wait, you're flying? Right? Wait, I was like,
wow.
So am I, right? And like, wait a minute, who are you? And it was weird. He was like, oh, I'm B-Rad on this, that. I'm like, oh, I'm the FPV gang. And it was just weird.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Now is Brad the reason? Is he the one that sent you your invite to the Discord? Or was it one of my?
No, it was Sean. Creeping.
Oh, gotcha. Word.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
I know it's fun.
Awesome.
If you don't know, the FPV Geek has a store on the Goon Squad Discord, and he sells fucking all sorts of shit all day long. So yeah.
Yeah, you need something, always
if
check
you need
there
something,
for that.
you know, if you're not in the Goon,
always good price.
yeah, use it as a plug. If you're not in the Goon Squad Discord, the link is in the description. It's a great community.
If you need analog stuff.
If you need,
He's got a lot for sale.
I got a lot of that.
so
Store is
cool.
open.
So all my shit's burning up here. So I want to start talking about the HDO2s and fusion. And really, my focus tonight was actually probably more fusion than the HDO2s. From my experience with the HDO2s, coming from HD2s, it's night and day. I have no distortion. I have complete tack sharp focus from edge to edge of my screens. I'm a glasses wearer. I always had to use diopters in the past, and the lack of it no longer needs diopters because now you have individually focusable lensing in the goggles themselves. So you no longer need the diopters. I know Bot didn't like how close they were to his face and felt like his eyelashes were, touching the lenses a little bit too much for his taste or his liking. But for me, I haven't really experienced that. I've noticed it from time to time, and either it just doesn't bother me or it just really isn't a factor for me. But when I ordered mine, I did buy the newbie drone foam just in case I needed to get them away from my face a little bit. And I haven't changed them yet. I'm still rocking the stock foam that it comes with. And I don't think the pleather is the most comfortable thing I've ever experienced, but I don't find it a problem. We'll see what happens in the summer.
Foam, though. Right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Tried that newbie drone foam?
I had it on
newbie drone foam is the greatest thing to happen to
I
Fat
love
Shark
that.
Guard.
I've got it on my HD2s. Right. I've ran it on my HD2s for years. When my OG Fat Shark foam ran out, I fucking went to newbie drone, and I think it's extremely comfortable. It does tend to make you sweat a little bit, but and it does break down. It does break down. You do want it is what I would consider to be an expendable that you're going to want to purchase every 6 months, 6 to 12 months, whatever. Whereas the pleather, the pleather has the potential to last longer. It all of course, everybody's acidity is different. So you may have more acid in your body, and you're going to fucking eat the foam or the pleather or whatever up more rapidly. But in terms of the field of view, it didn't affect me one way at all because the HD2s technically have a slightly wider field of view, but part of it's blurry on the edges. Most people find blur in the edges of an HD2. They don't quite get edge to edge clarity, but with the HDO2s, you're seeing the whole screen now. And it's like if you had a thin veil over your fucking goggles the whole time, over your lenses, and because you couldn't read, you could see it, but it wasn't quite tack sharp. And now it is. It's it's razor sharp across the board. There's way more contrast and saturation controls. There's actually a menu in there for the video setup now in the HD2s with your saturation control and stuff. And I know some of that was in the HDOs. The other thing I'd say is that the fucking OSDs for me they're razor sharp. They always used to have that fuzzy, soft look in the OSD, and now it's just like fucking razor sharp. And of course, this isn't going to demonstrate it, but hopefully, if this works, I've got my quad here, props off on the bench for safety, and fucking. So I got a BQE rib squeak here, and now you can see I'm actually in pit mode. So if I move too far away, it's going to drop. But so I got this. So I really actually wanted to put this up. Let me make myself small. And in the stream, I'm going to bring myself big. Oops. It was Verb's video I wanted to play. So I'm going to bring myself up large for the stream. So I'm just coming out of my goggles into a capture card so you guys can see what's going on here. And it's telling me to land now because my voltage is higher than expected, but I haven't set that up yet. Anyways, I'm running 3S HV on this. So having said that, I wanted to kind of segue into Fusion and just talking about updates, because now with the TBS Cloud, effectively what you do is when you update, your Crossfire and your Fusion module and your you get both those updated and you plug them into Agent X, and you're effectively going to make sure you're logged in to Agent X. So that's important because everyone gets what's called a TBS Cloud ID, which is generated randomly and it's in your setup. You can go look at your own ID if you want. But effectively what that allows for is you're basically registering a TBS device to the cloud now. So there's no way that there's going to crosstalk. It's like a kind of like a digital ID for all your devices. There's no crosstalk there. But what that allows for is that once you update your Crossfire and you update your Fusion, a couple things are going to happen. Wi-Fi is going to show up in Agent X, and you're going to see Crossfire, and then you're going to see Crossfire Wi-Fi, and in your Fusion, you're going to see the Fusion module, and you're going to see Fusion Wi-Fi. And in those settings now, you can go in and you can scan for your hotspot, your local house Wi-Fi. You can set up your cell phone, whatever the case may be, on the actual devices. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, if you go to the field, you're obviously, you don't necessarily have internet or whatever. And this is something that is going to be addressed in the future, by the way. But currently what is required is that once these devices are registered to TBS Cloud, is now they know they can talk with one another. And what effectively this allows for is things like VTX follow and VTX lead and VTX, what's called lead follow in the Fusion. It's Fusion lead auto, and then VTX follow. Those are effectively the three main modes that you get. And what that means is in VTX follow mode, when I fire up my quad and I go into smart audio in the OSD, or I use my Crossfire, I use a Lewis script, or I use my full-size Crossfire module to change the frequency on my VTX. Once I make that change, the Wi-Fi connection through the network talks to the other devices and says, hey, he just switched to R1. Boom, your goggles are going to switch to R1. So, I'm going to switch my VTX. I'm not getting good video. I'm going to switch to fucking, I don't know, R8. Boom, your goggles are going to follow. In addition to that, all these devices are now communicating with each other. And this actually goes, when you go in and look at your devices in your Fusion or on your Crossfire, you actually see the Wi-Fi setups for both devices. You can actually change settings on your Fusion from your Crossfire. You could change, I don't know the exact list, but there's multiple settings that you can change on the Fusion device from the Crossfire menu, and vice versa. You can change your Crossfire module from the Fusion module. And furthermore, if you have a TBS Nano 32 that doesn't have a USB plug on it, you can set this up while you're connected, and you can update your VTX from your Crossfire module. So you can actually push firmware through the network to every device without connecting to shit. More or less, once you update your transmitter, you can update your RX, you can update your VTX, or you can plug it into Agent X and you can do the updates that way. So you're not actually plugging in your VTX module to the computer. You're doing it all OTA. So there's a shit ton of interchangeability there in terms of how the firmware updating works. Everything is OTA, and you've got all of these devices registered. So right now, unfortunately, it requires an internet connection for all this to work. They are creating an ad hoc network that's effectively going to make your Fusion and your Crossfire and your VTX just talk within its own little network. But right now, you need a third-party Wi-Fi hotspot or your cell phone or your house internet, something for all the devices to connect to so they can talk. The ad hoc networking isn't quite implemented yet. But that's coming. Trappy confirmed that is definitely coming. So having said that, quick example, I'm going to power up my quad. All right, and you guys should see some video here in a second. Oh, maybe. There we go. Now I'm in pit mode, so I'm going to change it just really quickly. So as I do this, Nano RX. So it's going to show you in the screen here if it will focus. Can I get it to focus? Focus, you fucker. I'm on R8, right, on my module. me turn off pit mode. All right, so I'm on R8 now. On the actual module, hopefully you can see it. I always do this. So it's a one push. It's one push to go into your settings, and in your settings you're gonna have a setting. Sorry. You're gonna go into the settings, and in your settings, let me bring my mic over a little bit. So in your settings, you're gonna have VTX sync, right? It's cool that you can see the OSD. So now that's the other cool thing about the Fusion module is all your OSD is in your goggles, so you can see that. So you can see what's going on there. So right now, my Fusion is set to VTX follow. All right. So what's gonna happen? Let me back out. Go to signal. So what's gonna happen is when I go to my Crossfire module here, okay, I'm just gonna do it here. What I'm doing is I'm gonna go ahead and switch to race 1. Watch. So I did touch my quad, I did touch my goggles just changed. So my goggles are now, if it will focus, which it won't, but my goggles are now on fucking race 1. Okay,
so dope. Boom.
It's just, that's all I did. So now, okay, I gotta change again for whatever reason. So I'm gonna go to R5. And a couple seconds later, oh, did it already change? Oh, I didn't back out. Whoops. Boom. Right?
That's awesome.
So that's just sending from Crossfire to my VTX, just like normal, like you've always done with smart audio. You can also do this via Betaflight OSD. Same shit. You go to the VTX, you go to your smart audio in Betaflight OSD, you change your VTX frequency, Fusion sees that and follows. And it's super, super easy. And I don't know if I'm going to be equipped to do, or we have time to do the full auto scanning, excuse me, but you can auto scan in lead mode with Fusion. And so I'm going to do some of this next. So right now that was VTX follow. So in lead mode, I'm going to go to VTX sync, and I'm now going to go to lead mode. Okay, so I'm still on R5. I got video. I'm going to go ahead and switch to R3. Hopefully it works. It's going to make a liar out of me. Oh, it's going to make a liar out of me. Oh, sorry. I'm in lead mode. My bad. I'm in lead mode. So in lead mode, once you find a frequency that you like, so you know I'm on R2 and I know R2 is clean, I'm going to press and hold, okay? I'm going to press and hold on the unit. Oops. I'm finger fucking it. I'm going to press and hold on the unit, and I'm going to go to send. So I'm on R2, and I'm going to press and hold on the unit, and I'm going to go to send to VTX. It just popped up in the video. So I go to send, and now, hopefully it works. And it made a liar out of me, motherfucker. So what's supposed to happen there? Why isn't that working? So what's supposed to happen there is it's supposed to, it might be because I'm in the VTX menu over here. That's probably what the problem is.
I can also attest it does work, though.
It does work. Yeah.
We tested it a few times.
God damn it. So I'm going to go to R1, and I'm going to press and hold, and I'm going to go to send to VTX. And in theory, oh, it should work. Let me see what's going on here. Well,
DJI does that.
It's supposed to do that. It's crazy because normally this shit works no problem. And my demo
like
shot.
4 times before.
Murphy's Law, guys. So for whatever reason, it is not working. Let me make sure I've got... Yeah, okay.
Murphy, welcome to the stream.
All right, well, let's try. Let me see if VTX lead is working. Sometimes I've found they're working on the server. At least in the early days, they were working on the server, and it did not always work properly.
That's right. What if it doesn't have connection to the server? Will that work still?
As it stands, I'm not. I don't.
Right?
If the server's down, it does not work as it stands. So lead follow. That's weird. right, so I'm in R. Wow, my VTX lead is not working whatsoever. That's hilarious. Well, fuck.
Now, will it actually determine if other people are on a particular channel?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. When this is working, when this is working properly, which for whatever reason it's not right now, maybe I just need to reboot everything. Because this shit was sitting here burning for a while. So let me just.
All right.
So anyway, so basically,
while you're figuring that out,
yeah. So basically, if you're in one of the lead modes and you try to change to a frequency that somebody else is already on, right? And so say you're on R8, you got to change for whatever reason, and your buddy's on R3, and you're scanning through, and you go to R3. The Fusion will see the RSSI, and it will not switch the VTX to R3, so you won't have to worry about blowing your buddy out of the sky.
Nope.
Having said that, I'm just going to reboot all this stuff. There's also an auto mode, just like what DJI has. So if you get to a location and people are flying, you can actually fire up your Fusion module, and you can auto scan, and it's going to pick obviously the frequency with the least amount of RSSI data on it. And at that point, once it knows that it's a clean band, at that point, it will send the commands to the VTX to make the change.
Right. Now, will it stay on a particular band and just hop within that band, or will it go to other channels as well?
You mean other bands?
I mean the other way around, right? So if I'm on, like, everybody.
That's actually a good question. I would think that it stays on band, but I haven't confirmed that myself personally. So I need to do that test.
Because that would be actually pretty cool, because then that really opens up a whole bunch of potentially more channels, potentially.
You know, and that's, yeah, absolutely. Let's see if this is working now. So normally when I would fire this up, my VTX, something's broken. Either I've screwed something. Oh! No, it's just, oh. Duh, I'm in pit mode again. I think this Pro 32 actually I have in this quad is dodgy because
that Pro 32 fucks up with pit mode. Like,
yes,
if you have pit mode on your VTX and then the pit mode from the Pro 32, like, remember when I blew a buddy out because my thing was in pit mode, and when it came out of pit mode, it just blew everybody out, regardless of channel, except for 8. Thank God, because he was flying the 10-inch when that happened.
This is weird. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck it's not working, because it was totally working the other night when I did this demo.
Yeah. Well, it worked earlier.
Yeah.
Don't put pit mode on Pro 32s for some reason.
Have you had problems with it?
Oh,
yeah.
So there it worked.
Whenever it comes to pit mode.
I just sent to VTX. Oh, now it's working in auto mode. There it goes. So for whatever reason, it wasn't working. So as I'm switching, so I'm on R4, and now I'm going to switch to R3, and boom, and you can see it in the.
It's awesome.
Nice.
That's quick.
That's
too.
good.
Yeah, it's really fast. I'm going to go to F. Now I'm changing bands. So I'm going to E. Okay, I'm going to E3, which maybe that band sucks, or maybe this thing isn't unlocked. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
So I'm going through, which I love about Fusion is that you get your matrix on screen as you're going through frequencies, and I'm gonna switch that. So there's one of my favorite channels. So you get to set up 8 favorite channels that you like out of any of the frequencies that you prefer, which is actually pretty sick. Going back to R8.
And so that firmware's out now. Is that
yes?
It's public.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I got to update all mine.
And the other thing that might be problematic is I only have one of my antennas on, so maybe it's being a pain in my butt because of that. But that's basically the deal with the Fusion the TBS Cloud is that what you're going to see hopefully within 2 weeks. No, I'm just kidding. What you're going to see with over the next few months is and I just put this out here, and I can't talk a lot about it, but being part of the development cycle for this was pretty amazing to watch how fast they cranked out different versions, and when we would report a problem or like, you know, I was having some issues, you know, with it not maintaining a good Wi-Fi connection, and like the software developers like private messaged me like, yo, we just did this, you know, let me know, what are you experiencing, you know. And so like that was really dope, and they were quick, man. Like those guys were quick, and they didn't just kind of like drop firmware out and be like, oh yeah, it's supposed to do this, like those
sit on it a month.
Dude, George and Remo were like making how-to videos and showing us what to expect and shit like that. And like really, it was a really cool experience in that regard to watch how fast they were developing the changes, how responsive they were, and open to, you know, the input, and then also just helpful. Like every time they released something major, there was a write-up that explained what we were supposed to expect. In most cases, there was a video that went with it. So like that side effect was super dope. And so it was a pleasure, you know, to be a part of that. And so, having said that, from my experience, I would say that I would expect to see, you know, rapid changes and development with this. And I know on the roadmap is a way to create, well, like I said, an ad hoc network that doesn't require the internet. That has definitely been talked about on the couch and things. Aside from that, man, I mean, you know, my analog output cable's a little dodgy, but I've actually live streamed right off my goggles using these cables and using my capture card, which is something we didn't talk about on the ORQAs, and I think that's something. Have you tried or that technology at all yet, Artie? Did you get that module?
I did purchase the module when I originally bought it, but that is coming in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Is kind of what I've heard. That's not legit necessarily. It didn't come from ORQA, but there's a bunch of guys who are following that super tight,
right?
Where I got the information, but it's supposed to be coming right behind. As soon as they get all the retailers out, they're going to start pushing that public firmware out.
So talk about that. Like what's so it's meant to allow you to web stream right off your goggles, basically, right?
Correct. Basically, it's going to allow you to update firmware over the air from your phone.
Right.
You'll be able to stream live to your phone or social media with, you know, relatively low latency. So it's close to real time as you can imagine through that connection, I guess. And there's supposed to be some other cool features that are supposed to be coming that they're working on that they haven't really given anything really away.
Right.
But a really cool system, low latency. That's what got me was, hey, I can stream on my phone. Bam, I can go live and have it in real time and have that 60 frames a second.
You know,
I'm
it's
sure
pretty hot.
I'm sure it's not that, but that's a cool feature. It certainly sold me on spending an extra bucks.
It will be super interesting to see how well that works. I think that's a pretty sick thing. And if you guys look at my YouTube about 2016, I was flying tiny whoops in my house.
Was that the video that we were watching?
Yeah, the other day. It was like
earlier today.
It's like 45 minutes of me flying tiny whoop around my fucking house, listening to drum and bass, just having a blast. But it was just like, but it was
great quality too.
Amazing,
actually.
Yeah. Like I was really amazed. Like I literally just, you know, AV out of the goggles straight into a capture card and pumped it to OBS and shot it straight to YouTube and was like, wow, this actually works. Like this could be a thing. And because what ORQA is doing, Artie and I have been talking, like I have this idea that I bought a Linux, plug and play Linux capture device, and I'm gonna set up a Raspberry Pi as a video server that will let me fucking stream, strap a Raspberry Pi to my head instead of the fucking, you know, the little screen everybody else is using. Yeah, so strap a Raspberry Pi. It takes 5 volt. I'm gonna fucking just feed it a fucking 2-cell regulated LiPo and run the Raspberry Pi. Take my AV out and be able to build a little web streamer that talks to my cell phone that lets me fucking stream just like you normally would, and just build like an auto run script basically.
That would be killer.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
And with a Raspberry Pi, you can add buttons. So I figured I would just add a couple fucking user interface buttons and 3D print a case that would let me start and stop it, basically. Like have a connect to internet button, have a start stream button, you know, and shit like that. Just make it super easy.
Saw that KISS keychain configurator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Took off, dude. Yeah, no, that
Before
would
I
be
forget,
sick. I mean, go ahead.
Sorry, you're going to go off topic, completely off topic. But before I forget, I wanted to ask you, Matt. You mentioned 3D printing.
Yes.
Do you actually have that olive like TPU?
Yes.
You do? You got to let me know where you get that stuff, and then you guys go back.
Unfortunately, so I'll just be straight up and honest. I don't buy it direct from the person. Bill Brissett from BQE orders it from a vendor, and I'm fortunate enough to be a part of that.
Nice.
And so I've been blessed in that regard. But that olive, Bill and I shop for TPU a lot. A lot. You have no idea. And like Bill and I have TPU, like most people talk about the weather. Bill and I talk about fucking TPU. so it's like, so having said that, I've seen a couple olives that are pretty close, but it is funny that color, for whatever reason, hasn't been made widely available. And I don't know. I honestly don't know why. Bill and I have searched the globe for unique colors of TPU. And at some point, he ran into somebody, and we found that color. And unfortunately, as it's kind of a BQE trademark color, I don't think he's willing to give it up at the moment. But I can't speak for him.
No problem.
So but by all means, ask him. Like I can't speak for him, but Bill is the man.
I think you could talk him into it.
You know, if nothing else, you never know. Like I said, I can't speak.
Seems like good.
I can't speak for him. He's a lovely guy. And he's my best friend, one of my best friends in the entire fucking universe. And so, like, you know, I talk to him every fucking day about, like I said, we talk about a lot of TPU, but like, show him that you have that.
Sorry to derail you.
Have you seen that orange that he's using? Show him that orange you got, Vince.
Oh my God,
Can you show that? It's not prototype shit, right? It was.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, I got you.
I got a unique-ish yellow TPU that I started using every now and then, which is the Prusa. Yeah, Prusa TPU.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a hazard yellow.
Sick. So, Bill.
I love yellow.
We've been looking. He loves yellow. He fucking loves yellow. But Bill was looking for safety orange. Safety orange was like the longest search of all searches, I think, to find a good safety. And then I saw like Pryline or somebody just released a safety orange that's pretty close. But
that's pretty cool.
You got to back it off from your light. You're blowing it out.
Yeah, the light's completely off.
It's a rad orange. And for whatever reason, it was hilarious. Fucking Bill sends me some of that one day, and I'm kind of like, Bill, what the fuck is this orange TPU? And he's like, oh, that's that color I told you about. It prints like shit. I don't like it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I haven't had good luck. I haven't had success. So I left it set on the shelf for, I don't know, I don't know. It was a while. I left it sit on the shelf for a month or two, like not even thinking about it. And I tried printing it out. And usually when I get a new color, I basically just spool up the hot ends and get it up to where I would normally print. And I just try to extrude a little bit and see what it's doing. And in this case, it was not extruding well. It was like super plasticky. Like it was coming off very plasticky. It's the only way I could really describe it. And so
completely different.
What I did, and then a lot of us actually, you know, we print a lot of especially the SaneSmart stuff. Generally speaking, SaneSmart is really happy around 210, 215. Yep. It's a very happy place for SaneSmart.
210 is what I always pretty much stick
with. A lot of people do. But now on my printers with rubies, when I have the ruby nozzle, now ruby nozzle needs a little more heat. But with this fucking orange, and I totally get why Bill struggled with it, I ended up cranking it up into the 230s, almost 240s or more before it really started to extrude the way you would expect. And I was just like, huh. And so as I was just cranking up the hot end, seeing where it got, I got it up to a point where I was like, okay, that looks like what I'm used to as far as, you know, the way the strand is extruding. And word reckless. Reckless is out. Say love. Go fucking
Peace
sub
only,
on
man.
Reckless's channel,
Later,
yo.
dude.
Peace out, everyone. Flip the bird.
His fucking channel's in the description. Make sure you go smash that subscribe button.
Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Good one, man.
Yeah, man. Peace out.
Later.
So continuing with the derail. Yeah, man. I just found that I ended up having to print the shit
There's
fucking
that olive again.
super hot.
Nice.
And but believe it or not, I was worried about the cooling because if you don't cool it right, you tend to have problems in other areas, especially when you get pointy or bridges or overhangs and shit. Dude, the shit it prints fucking great. Like you got to print it stupidly hot for a TPU, but it prints great and it's a great color.
Right. That's like the Prusa TPU.
Yeah.
I had to crank it up to 230, 240 actually.
Really?
Because I first tried 210, it was just like this thing just not working.
Right.
So I cranked it all the way up 230, 240. That's where somewhere around there.
As you can see in my videos here, I print a lot of glow. Like this is a glow, and I know Gearhead from UFDA has been printing mad glow for his light painting stuff, which if you haven't seen is super dope.
Right.
And there's the selection. Now those are all for your Coronas.
Nice.
On sale right now on bqe.io.
Shameless plug. Y'all guys know about bqe.io?
If you get the surprise me, it's like $10 off. You don't get to pick the color, but all the colors are fire. So
nice.
Yes.
The prints always look really good, man.
Bill, so yeah, and as I've told you guys before, when BQs would
the frames are good too.
Short, I don't have a quantifiable time period, but Bill obviously started.
These are the regular ones. Yeah.
Bill had started BQA. 3D printing wasn't really that huge yet, and we're like, and I met him. I'm assuming it wasn't too long after he started BQE, because he had a 3-inch frame I wanted from him, and so he came over to my crib. We were talking, and I was like, I just ordered a 3D printer. And he's like, no way. And I'm like, yeah. And so I get this fucking thing, and it took me like a month to get it printing right. It just at least a month. And then getting into TPU took a while. Like just printing like PLA and shit at first, just trying to figure it out. It took a while for me to get it. I built it. It was a cheap China clone. And lots of problems, lots of learning, and but then I got it fucking dialed in, I got it dialed in, and then I started making print. Bill started making designs, and I started making designs, and we started working on designs together, and fucking next thing I know, I was printing all of the BQE shit, which was really awesome, but it was also slightly stressful because I also had a job and everything else, and I'm trying to keep up with everything and make sure having somebody else's business. In being a part of somebody else's business, obviously it has a lot of responsibility. So there's there's stress that goes with it and deadlines and things, and it's challenging. And having a 3D printer, especially back then, it just wasn't as reliable. It's not like you go buy a Prusa or even an Ender that once you set it up right, you fucking get a pretty reliable machine. It could be a workhorse, but. But yeah, I mean, I felt really good. It felt really good though to do that and help him and work with him on all of that, and I kind of felt like I set some bars personally as far as quality of print and things of that nature. And it's really my point ultimately being is I'm extremely proud of Bill because he's busted his ass and gone through this process himself, and he's gotten his quality up there, and I'm really proud of him for that, and I know that he has extremely high standards, right? And so when you buy a BQE frame, you're getting the best possible thing he can give you.
Hey, brother. Hate to break up this bromance, man. Random, brother.
I was random out.
Yeah, I think he needs to slip out, man. I just wanted to give this dude mad props.
Hell yeah!
Can't wait to see your streams, brother.
So you're coming out Saturday, right? With tell us again. Actually, I don't hear him.
Muted.
Oh, I think you're muted right now.
I want to let him say it. His mic's broken.
It's coming on with Michael Rollins, I believe.
It's yeah, it's what I thought, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, Saturday, 9 o'clock.
He's shaking his head, but we don't hear him. Put it in the chat. 9:30?
9:30. Yeah, there we go. 9:30 on Saturday.
Michael
Check 'em out,
Rollins
man.
interview. That's kind of a turn of
Interviewing
events.
the interviewer.
Oh,
That'd be dope.
9 o'clock EST, Michael Rollins. So that's kind of a change, right? Michael Rollins normally interviews everyone else, right? So
That'll be dope, man. I'm
Yeah,
excited
we'll
to
be
see you
watching,
stream,
dude.
dude. You're always fun to watch, man.
we'll come blow up the spot.
Energy.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we will. Everybody check out Random FPV. Subscribe so you can catch those shows, man. Thanks so much for coming by, dude. You're the best.
Word. Yeah, we're good. We ran long in the
Great,
tooth tonight. We didn't even have the whole UFDA crew jump in and fucking hang out with us tonight. So
That's it, man.
Yeah, we didn't need them to get sidetracked today.
We do find
shit.
ourselves.
I do
man.
apologize for talking over people today. My timing's been completely off today.
Yeah, same here, but
Yeah, same. I know I derailed a whole bunch of times.
we derailed a little bit, but
No,
I think
derails are awesome.
you live and you learn, buddy.
I think
I'm having a good time. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and as long as we get the information we're trying to get across throughout the stream, I think that's the clutch thing. I just always want to try to make sure we have time to showcase people that we all like, and we all admire, or we just want to fucking give a big up.
Goons.
Yeah, the Goon Squad people,
Putting in a lot of work, man.
pilots,
There's a couple dudes in there that been posting a lot of great stuff lately, and guys coming up. So I definitely like to have time for that. But
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to know about the HDO2s? Any questions?
So what's up with the? I'm interested actually of that power button. So what's the deal with the power button? Like I know it's
Yeah, explain
multifunctional.
Out of the box? So out of the box, it works like a traditional HDL. You plug it in, the goggle turns on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the button controls the fan. Okay,
Right.
but there in the head tracker bay, there is a jumper that you can change, and if you change the jumper, which I ended up doing when I got it, if you change the button,
of course you did.
got to change it. Now what happens is when you press and hold it, it turns on the goggle, and then after the goggle is running, you push it to set the fan to high or low speed. So it's
It's
basically
like a short click.
it's like a long click to turn it on, a tap
Yeah.
to change your fan speed, and then long press and hold to shut them down.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's cool, and it's in a
That's
good
cool.
spot.
That's cool.
It's I find it easy to get to. It's right there under the goggle, right here. Right.
Yeah.
Here's your adjusters. So you got your IPD adjustment here, and then you have your focus rings. So you've got
Where's that SD card?
SD card is where they always are.
Oh, any easier to get?
Oh,
I've never had a
Orcas
problem
have it
with
right here. I don't know if
Nice.
you can see that.
Where?
Yeah, I saw somebody else post that. I
Right
was like,
over.
okay, finally.
Oh, I'm trying to get it in frame. Just above the eyepiece there, I do not need tweezers, or I don't have
Tweezers
to
or-
bash it on my hand.
Do you
to try
have
to get it out.
sausage
Right.
fingers? I've never had a problem with them.
Dude, yeah, of course. Yes, I do. I do happen to have sausage fingers, but
If I cut my nails, I need something. That's for sure.
yeah, that's same here.
Well, some people said that about the Hero 8 too, and they were like, I have to pull it out. You guys realize it's on a spring, right? If you push it, it pops out.
I'm not a
Yeah.
fucking retard,
I'm
my
copying
friend.
your style.
Of course I know that.
Well, dude, people with
Come
the
on.
Hero 8 were like, dude, I've got to use tweezers to pull the SD card out. And I'm like, what the fuck are
the
you
only thing that
talking
annoys me
about?
about
Like,
that fucking Hero 8 is the damn door pops off all the fucking time.
Not for me.
I just want to throw that shit.
Not for me.
Well,
Is the 8th worth it though?
yes, the picture's better.
Is it?
Period.
Is it?
Yes, it's worth
If you're
it.
running a session and you're looking to upgrade,
A higher bit
I
rate.
absolutely recommend you get a fucking 8. If you're
Nobody's.
If
wants
you want to
upgrade from
film at the
session.
best quality you can,
well,
outside of, I don't know, that Instacam with the 1-inch sensor, I
You get
really
a
wanna
red
get a hold
camera.
of.
yeah, nobody's slinging a
For that
red
1 inch.
unless you're fucking.
But
If you got a fucking stand-in
it's perfect.
beluga, you might be able to
my
stick a
legs.
red to it, run 12S, and lug it around. But otherwise, you ain't flying no red. Fucking, I don't know. Like coming from a session, I definitely noticed a difference. Again, it's kind of like coming from HD2s to HDO2s. It's like, okay, Now you
Big league.
really like. Now I feel like my money was well spent. I feel good about my purchase because for me, it's comfortable. It looks amazing. It works way better. Just generally speaking, the like I said, the menu for the saturation, the contrast, the brightness. There's also a power setting, I believe, that controls the OLED power. Everything. It just works better and it feels better and
We still talking about the Hero 8?
no, I'm talking about the fucking HDO2s.
No, I know.
But in context, coming from the session where you didn't have a screen and you pretty much relied on your fucking your phone app to change settings on the session, on the Hero 8 with the screen, it works better. You've got your menu. You can set up presets for your different frame rate setups and for your different shot setups, night and day setups, and you just have presets. So you just touch your preset and boom, you're at night mode or your low light mode, or you're at a certain frame rate and a certain fixed, ISO, and all of that. Or you're shooting with hypersmooth, or you're shooting without hypersmooth, or you're using a particular version of hypersmooth. Whatever option you want, you just build your preset and save it, and boom, it's on the back of your fucking it's on the touch screen.
The preset's pretty cool because I'm like, what am I going to get over a 7, right? I'm like, okay, the preset, that's pretty cool.
The presetting,
the picture's better.
The picture's better.
Picture's just better.
But if I had a 7, I would be less likely. But I would definitely.
Yeah. Wait till you break it.
Exactly. I was just going to say, if you
have that option,
if you've got the option to trade it in at Best Buy after breaking it and hopefully get into an 8, that's a good time to do it.
Here's what actually holds me up. I've actually still have a Hero 6 Black, right? That I use with Real Steady Go every now and then.
I do too.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I go to the 8, that means I got 2 different mounts to worry about instead of, with the 6 and 7, I could swap back and forth.
Who doesn't have their props off? Is Vice got his props on?
I use foam.
No.
I use foam and a strap.
You use foam, right?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. If I did, though, that would be a pain in the ass.
Everybody's saying to take your props off. Is that Vice? My props.
No, I was looking for my
was that
little camera. I needed to make sure it,
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah, I'm testing the bando, making sure I lost video, couldn't get video back for my last session.
Didn't go in pit mode, did it?
But anyway, I think it's worth upgrading too if you have the option. But if you have the warranty, just wait till you break your 7.
Yeah.
Right.
But I definitely think you will like the results of the 8, and the slow mo is pretty dope.
Dude, the slow mo, and you could do 1080 at 120, 120,
2K at 120.
That's dude. Yeah. You get hyper smooth on more
Or
modes.
I don't think you do that with Super View, but I think it's 2K 60.
I can't remember, quite honestly.
1080 240, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah. 1080 240. That's right. You can get super high speed. Yeah. That's pretty sick.
No, that's nice. That's cool.
It's got a little bit wider kind of adjustment range, but I don't really mess with much of that just because I lock everything in a specific place if I can.
You definitely get a lot more modes covering up like your Super View. I think you get a lot more modes that support hypersmooth with Super View, things of that nature. That's a hell of a lot more modes in general. Are they all absolutely necessary? I don't know, but I find that I do use a few of them and I do change it around a little bit.
I just think the bottom line is the picture's better. If getting the best quality visual out of, flying your drone out of an action camera, that's the way to go.
We fly a lot of concrete here, right? Which I don't know if you get.
It's all off.
And that's the other thing is it doesn't have that replaceable glass, right? Even though that ends up getting destroyed right away anyways.
That pissed me off real bad when I saw that. I was
that's the other thing that holds me back.
I think that comes down to, and it is a balancing act. But if you have the right GoPro mounting in the right TPU mount, it's right. I don't think it's that big of an issue, man. Fucking Gravy.
If you're using TPU, then it should be able to build the little extended.
Yeah, actually, I started designing a mount. I actually made one for Cricket for some stuff for his 8, where it actually has a little ethics style sort of,
yeah.
ledge on there.
That's what it
which
needs. I mean,
seems to be
that's
holding
as
up.
good. But the problem is like you said, man, not being able to replace that does kind of suck.
Right.
I will say this: it's a little tighter.
Break it, dude, and take it back to Best Buy. It's twice as strong.
Right.
It's twice as strong as the other ones. So they say. But I would.
I thought the 7 was fragile, man. This one has been more
better.
I mean, I
Okay.
don't know. A couple. I think maybe it was the last stream. I don't know. We played a video. I busted the screen off of it, and it still works for.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Another hard crash. I mean,
Nice.
that was the first one.
It's annoying me about setting. I left the battery out of it. It wants me to set the time. I don't want to do it now. Fuck off. Anyways,
how about the batteries? Are they the same batteries? The 7 batteries, the same as
yes.
They're not. They're not
They're
the
compatible,
same. They're
though.
compatible, but a 7 battery apparently does not work as well as it does.
Because I have a gazillion of those.
You just can't get the boost, but you won't ever use the boost in Hypersmooth. Unless you're doing something very, very specific.
Now on a Cinewoop, I would potentially use some of those.
And then you
things.
just use the 1 battery you get, or if you're smart, you go get it soon.
I bought 2 when I got it.
Got that bundle, 2 batteries.
I bought 2 batteries when I got it, and I've been happy with it. I haven't had any major problems. I shut off the Wi-Fi and only use the screen, and then I turn the screen off as needed. It definitely eats your batteries faster. They definitely
have too many batteries to do that.
It goes faster. But talking about GoPro mounts, hey, it's Chromud. Maybe I should grab my red one. Shit. So talking about GoPro mounts, this is funny. What? I know, it's wild, right? It's
right, I was like, oh, that's awesome TPU right there.
I know, dude. I've got, woo. So with the, I could stick it over here. I don't know if you'd be able to see it any better, but I'll just throw it over there. So with these, you've got, this is one of mine, and I've got a slot here for the TBS Jello Guard. A lot of guys love TBS Jello Guards. And so what I do personally is I run tempered glass on the GoPro, on the front, on the back, and even on the little screen here. Mm-hmm. And then I put a minimum of a 2. I keep a 2 in the slot all the time. And so if I do get in a crash, I'm most likely going to break that ND filter long before I break the fucking lens. And
that's probably true, man. I bet that.
I mean, dude, having said that, within this mount, I hit something. I was kind of surprised this happened. I hit something. I didn't break the Jello Guard, but I did break the tempered glass on the lens. But I did not break the lens. It was a pretty serious
that's all that matters.
Little serious tumble. But I think
the reason I've replaced 4 already is because of the lens.
Stack, dude. If you're not using, are you using tempered glass?
Me?
No, Artie.
I mean, they run out pretty quickly.
Are you
when you fly in concrete?
What, the tempered glass?
Yeah, you just come down hard.
Like I said, you should look at stacking ND2 on it, man. It has almost no reduction.
I use foam, so I have nowhere to put that.
So Artie's super lightweight. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not using, I mean, I hate to plug my design, but, Copper Top did an all-enclosed design too. And also Brain FPV. A lot of guys do the all-inclusive design for their Hero 8s. And I think,
Rebel.
Yeah, I think it's important, bro. I mean, with a Hero 8, I would have to say that if you're running a fucking bikini
or something, freaking heavy, man.
Ah, bro. Well, I fly 10-inch. I don't give
30 grams,
I don't give a fuck. That's
what
I actually started doing on that.
This is 50 grams right here.
Now that I'm into.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Bro, you may have to send a print to.
So that's what I've been doing with my mounts, is adding that lip.
Yeah.
So it's not protected all the way around like yours, right? I still have the sides exposed.
The challenge there is you have to be careful with super view on some of those, because if you're not careful, you'll see it in your corners. And if you're running hyper smooth, you'll see
that's the hardest part.
You'll see the edges come and go when you're running hyper smooth. You'll see their corners come and go. And because hyper smooth crops and then stabilizes off the gyro, so if you don't account for that when you're designing your mount, you will see that shit come and go out of the frame. And then if you just go to a non-stabilized super view, you're just gonna see fucking mount. And so when I build them, and test them, I print my lens section. Just the lens section. I don't print the whole mount. I just print the front lens section, slap it on there, and take a look before I commit.
Right. I cheated though. Like, see how it's got the lip, but on the side it barely has it.
Right.
I cheated because I used the actual ethics dimensions.
Right.
From the face hugger.
Good. Don't
Right?
recreate the wheel.
Right.
Smart.
And I know because they figured that out. So I was like, you know what? They got the lip sides and everything else on the sides and the top. I was like, you know what? I'll just use that.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
If you don't mind going to Best Buy and changing your camera all the time, run a fucking bikini. But if you are like me and I'm fucking would rather be flying, I will deal with the weight, because like Gravy took one of my mounts. He took one of these mounts and he threw a quad across the concrete upside down into a curb going fucking high speed, broke like 3 of the arms on his quad, destroyed the quad. The quad was a total. And I think the GoPro ultimately died, but it wasn't broken. Like, it wasn't physically broken, but he shook it so badly. He didn't break the lens. He didn't break the fucking screen. He didn't break anything that you would normally break, but I think he did manage to fuck it up somehow. But he totaled, like, we're talking the worst possible scenario. And I've hit trees, and I hit a 2x4 when I was flying in California. I hit a 2x4 obstacle, full tilt, full GoPro first, straight into a 2x4. I didn't break the ND filter. I didn't break the lens. I didn't break the GoPro. I broke some other shit, but I actually ripped some of the TPU, but I did not break the fucking camera. The camera works fine.
Nice.
Well, I mean, if Best Buy's warranty wasn't so easy, look, I
still
come from
$50.
the city where,
Right.
not for me, not within 60 days.
Within I only have 15.
60 days, yeah.
Right.
But I've already had mine.
Kill a GoPro.
I've already had mine since fucking, whatever, when they came out.
I'm just saying, if they didn't make it so easy and I wasn't in the city and could just drive 10 minutes from wherever I'm flying
yeah,
to Best Buy, I mean, maybe I would, I would definitely invest into some TPU and just say, fuck the weight. But
I mean,
right now,
you just need a lighter.
To be honest with you, I really
frame.
prefer a session, just a session,
you just need
where it feels best.
If they could
it just doesn't look as good.
If they could put this into a session format, they would sell a bajillion cameras. Period. I don't know why they stopped, but having said that, man, like, I think that for me, like think about, like, all right, here's a good example. Okay, this quad doesn't weigh shit. This quad doesn't weigh shit. So if I throw a 50-gram Hero 8 on here, it's the same as you running your fucking bikini on your heavy-ass quad. So you also got to think about it that way. You can always build accordingly. But if
that's where the negative part of having this DJI thing comes into adding so much more weight, and then when I add more TPU, it gets heavy fast.
Well, it's a trade. It's a trade-off, though. You don't have to run a GoPro if you don't want.
Right.
No, I have to run a GoPro.
I'm just putting it out there. A lot of people.
I put a GoPro on it even if I'm not recording. I have a dummy, busted-ass GoPro that I fly when I'm not recording.
Yeah,
but it still goes on
differently. You get it jacks you all up.
Hey man, at least for me. I'm playing devil's advocate here because there's no fucking chance in hell I'm flying without a GoPro.
You have the option. I'm just saying, with Best Buy the way that it is, and my financial situation is to the point where, first of all, I'd never have to pay. If it is, maybe I'll pay a couple dollars in tax within that time period.
If you're within 60 days, though, but if you go past, are you breaking a GoPro that often?
Well, I'm going for it, bro. I don't go out for
or you just keep in your calendar when that 60 days is up and just like take the hammer to it right before
exactly.
Is up, right?
I'm not opposed to that either, to be honest.
Fucking smash seriously, it,
bro. But I'm just
I
saying,
was tempted to do that within 15 days, every 15 days, like, oh, it's almost time. Oh.
Well, that's why I don't mind going for it. As long as I'm not going to lose it, I'll be able to retrieve it.
Right.
If I'm going to hit that gap, let me try it. Why not?
Exactly.
Fucking Killer B earlier he said he was flashing EMI flight. He's like, I'm sold. And now he's typing, I'm done. I'm going EMI flight on everything. Good.
Nice.
Enjoy that shit, bro. It's all about fucking having fun.
Have fun, man.
Yeah, man.
Rip them packs.
Fucking love that shit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that coming from the Session 5, I still run a Session 5 on some of my quads. 2.7 Super View, locked, blah, blah, blah. But I definitely, once I got the Hero 8, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I finally made the jump again. And again, I think it's a good analogy with the HD2 to HDO2. It's the same thing. It's like, holy shit, this looks way better. I think coming from a 7, you may not notice as much of a difference. I actually watch videos of comparison of footage of a Hero 7 versus a Hero 8, and yeah, you know, there's a difference. But coming from a session, it's night and day.
Oh, definitely, for sure. But I think it's better. I mean, quantifiably so. I mean, I think I can tell.
Yeah.
Maybe placebo. I'm not gonna lie. I get hyped up about new stuff.
Now,
but I do feel like it does produce a better image.
So talking about Real Steady, I know they're working on a Hero 8 version, right? It doesn't work. Has anybody tried? Have you tried it yet, Artie?
Yeah, I have. So far, it does not.
So, and I don't want to misexplain this, but we're working on some crazy stuff. Some of one of the devs from MULTIROTORS has been working on with the Real Steady guys to integrate the gyro information in a different way. And honestly, I am spacing.
Super cool.
I am spacing right now on the exact implementation because I'm tired. But keep an eye on that, because there are some really sick things coming for the Hero 8 in terms of Real Steady, and it's actually some of it's EmuFlight inspired. So, yeah.
That sounded really cool. Speaking with Kevin about it,
yeah, he was explaining it. Yeah, he explained a bit about it
on the first one.
Yeah, with Real Steady Go, I was playing around with like using my session 5 with Real Steady Go, and I had to use like videos. A real jig. Oh, you saw those videos?
Oh yeah.
I had to use a real jiggly mount for it to work, but when it worked, great.
Yeah,
but
that's what a lot of people were
really
doing.
Good, man. I was really surprised.
Yeah.
I haven't tried. I just don't have a 3D printer or anybody near me that 3D prints really.
I have to mail him shit.
Yeah. It takes time and effort.
Excuse me.
But yeah, it doesn't work yet. I've tried a couple different ways to try to mount it. Mounted it on gel, mounted it like
still nothing.
Yeah, nothing really got it tight enough. And there was some kind of funky stuff that was happening too. I guess how it's the information's getting there and connecting.
We are way over, but we're way over, and we could keep talking all night. But I really actually want to roll a couple of videos, and we can talk over those videos. But I want to fucking roll some videos and start rapping for the evening. I think we need to for everybody's sake.
Yeah, I got work in the morning.
So let me get one of these up.
Kids got to go to school and shit.
I'm gonna drop. This is Verb FPV. I want to drop him.
Verb was in the chat earlier tonight, man.
Was he?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna watch this.
Welcome to Vigilante 80, so don't you ask me. I'm hungry, my body's antsy. I rip through your fucking pantry, peeling off like a Zanny. Examine my orchestra.
My VTX isn't getting powered. Gotta figure out what the problem is. Solders are perfect. Hopefully the VTX isn't shot.
You ain't heard nothing harder since Daddy.
I like that track. Cool spot.
Lightning bolts hit your body, you thought it rained. Not a cloud in sight, just the shit that I write. Strong enough to stand in front of a traveling freight train.
Yeah, Verb's coming up, man.
Yeah, man. He's looking good.
He's got to up them P gains a little bit. He's got a little judder.
Raising in my eyes a bit. I like that spot. Those trees are cool.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Let's hit the county building, gotta cash my check. Spin it all on a 40-ounce to the neck. And in retrospect, I remember December being the hottest. Squad cars, neighborhood wars, and stolen monsters. I tell you motherfuckers that life is full of hydraulics. Up and down, get a 6-4, better know how to drive it. I'm driving on E with no license or registration. Heart racing past Johnny because he's racist. 1987, the children of Ronald Reagan raked the leaves off your front porch with a machine blowtorch.
Yeah, Verb's been pushing hard, man. He's been flying over almost every day. He's always sending me videos in chat. keep an eye on him.
Putting in the work.
He's putting in his
good.
work. Yeah, let's keep an eye on him for sure.
Definitely.
Is it spring?
You like what you see? Give that man a subscribe, man.
Oh, he's down.
Nice.
I'm fucking behind on my editing. I got stuff from the psych center I haven't finished.
Man, I don't even want to talk about it. Same, dude.
I am fucking behind.
It was like my first time at that Pilgrim spot, so my footage was so like lackluster.
Oh,
My first time at a spot is never very good.
I think I was feeling it out too, personally. I definitely had never been there.
That spot is so sick.
It is definitely a dope spot. I've got...
It was my first band, though. You guys forget, I'm a big noob.
I got footy from the day
like
Cricket
6,
and
7
Geek
months.
was here that I haven't finished editing yet, which that was a blast.
I was like this.
This is Redbeard.
Bad.
Another
Streets are dead. That Florida boy.
Florida boy here, Goon Squad.
And those tracks are good tonight, man. Smooth.
He flies Kiss, right? Doesn't he?
He's got some Kiss and some other things, I would think, yeah. But I know he does have some Kiss rigs, yeah.
Is he flying Kiss right now, Artemis? Can you tell from the flow?
It's hard to say.
I don't know. Yeah.
I know, I'm being
He's
ridiculous.
doing it right, though.
Yeah.
You know what? He's doing it right because he's starting off real chill and smooth. He's not trying to outdo himself for where he is. And I think that's commendable because it's smooth.
Sometimes
It
less
looks
is
good.
more.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to do too much and be too crazy. If you're not in control,
I can't help
you
it.
just look out of control, though. You know what I mean? If you're not
Yeah.
a smooth, solid pilot, you just look out of control. I see some
Yeah,
videos.
exactly.
See some videos and I'm like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, slow down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think half
And
the
that's a
trick is
hard thing
knowing,
to.
like,
Go ahead, bud.
is knowing what degree you want to fly at. Like I've started to realize that I can't always fly at 30 degrees. That's like my favorite now, but there's sometimes I need to go down to 20 because it's just not that.
Shit,
I just
not that
prefer it down to like
adrenaline-filled
20,
spot,
25.
I used to.
I'm always between 15
I
to
need
20.
go-
I used to
Yeah.
rip from racing. I would
need to-
rip
yeah,
at 60.
I started to do 30 recently because I race at 45, so I need to.
Oh,
I always want to go to
So
45
we are not-
because you can just
Yo,
power loop for
yo.
years.
Sorry. Did you know what section of B-Rad's video is dope? Because I'm not playing 8 minutes of video.
He put a couple of.
The stuff in the,
put a
in the
couple
front
of-
is pretty good.
I'll play the beginning. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I think it's like middle and the beginning.
Again, a little shout out. Special. FPV or just special?
This is what I love about B-Rad, man. He is all about just spreading love.
He called
man.
me tonight. I talk to him on the phone all the time.
At least it's recording.
Yeah, me too. He called me the other day.
Yeah, we'll come into the
Love that guy.
tunnel of love.
Just one of the
Holy
coolest
shit.
dudes.
Seeing the kaleidoscope.
And actually introduced me to him.
Oh, that's badass. Oh, they whooping?
Yeah, I think they're going to like after.
Badass.
The hanging out here, we got Josh, Baldwin himself.
Oh, Baldwin.
Broke man right now. All right. Anyhow, up in
Broke
Maitland,
man.
we're gonna do this. Hit this spot here.
We gotta have like.
And let me tell you, dude, this dude can straight rip.
He's
too.
a ripper. Yeah, he's an actual pilot. He's an FAA
Yeah.
pilot.
Yeah. No, but
Yeah,
he
I love it.
the first time I flew at that cheese grater building in Atlanta, you know, the one with all the holes and the like power loops of
I think
death.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Anyway, I met him there, man. We ripped some packs for a couple hours, man. It was a good time. This dude was going for it hard. It was excellent.
loose prop.
I save.
Listen to that prop. He brought it all the way.
He flies beta flight.
He's like he didn't smoke a motor.
I like the Zing motors, but these bells suck. Do not stay down. You end up getting a loose prop, and then that happens.
He was telling me about the zigs the other day. He was like, I don't like those zigs. And he was like, oh man. It was Baldwin.
This spot is sick. They got some great office spots.
Dude, I'm so jealous of these dudes. They're always able to fly, and it's always nice, and it's always some fucking dope spot. It's like we were saying earlier, man. Some people are lucky in their geographical location. Yeah. Oh.
Well, also, there's just a big community down there, which is super dope. Looks like you guys got a good crew over in Maryland, Baltimore. Are you in Baltimore?
Yeah, right near Baltimore. Yeah, that's a pretty big group here. You know,
that's awesome.
We got a local Discord as well. You know, that everybody coordinates, tries to get spots.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love Discord. Yeah. It's a good way to get away from Facebook and all the other shit. You know, like
exactly. Yeah,
I think Discord's great.
Yeah, Lionel is a little more disorganized. You just show up somewhere and there might be a couple people there. Then a couple people turns into like 20 people.
New York, we NYC goons use the Discord all the time. We even are drawing maps of our locations and shit.
That's right. I remember freaking showing me, hey, this guy sent me this map of all these sections.
Yeah, dude. It's great for when somebody comes to town. It's like, yo, here's the pin. Here's the map of the park.
These are the 4 spots.
Here's your spots. Go rip.
That bando you showed me.
I should
You're
actually
like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys got to come to the bando.
Y'all need to come back for that.
And there's another one, like I said, there's another one like 10, 15 minutes north of there. And then there's a spot that B-Reds turned me on to today that we got to go scope. So we just need a little time to get out there and peep it.
Nice.
But it looks like it was all boarded up. Looking on Google Maps, it looked all boarded up, so I think we can get in there and rip.
Right on.
Yeah, we just had such a limited time there. Yeah, we were only there.
How did the shoot go, by the way? Did the shoot go well?
It went well.
Good.
It went well.
Good.
You know, I mean, had to deal with a bunch of wind. Yeah. And it's not your typical rip video. You'll I don't know when it's going to be done and completed. It's editors at it right now. So
that's awesome.
Can't stay in one place.
No.
Jeez, killing it though.
Oh yeah.
That was some serious proxy there.
And we've already watched over half this video. It doesn't feel like it was that long. That's how good he is, dude. He's like a good smooth pilot. Ripping.
Good storyteller too.
Yeah. It's like me the other day getting stuck in a tree.
My man. Bald man. Yeah, climbing that freaking
No quad left behind.
Nice.
Can't stay in one place. Keep moving like a bullet train. Like a bullet train. Like a bullet train.
That was dope.
Like a bullet train.
I'd let him fly my plane.
Look at that. Oh, that was dope.
Nice.
His editing keeps getting better and better, man.
Little love tap.
I love the wall tap. I love that. It's my favorite.
Look how wide open those spots are there.
I know, man. I'm so jelly.
Just endless.
In New York, we're all cramped and shit. We have to go out to Long Island or somewhere else to get out. Up north from us, we have a couple office parks like this, though, that are really sick. Up near, oh, Jesus.
No, man.
Just north of, it's near Westchester in that Yonkers area. No, my radio's bitching at me.
Still got it on?
Yeah, the crossfire's just over there burning away.
Nice.
I nearly killed a pack doing that the other day.
Nice. Ripping it up.
Nice.
Great video, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
We just watched the whole damn thing.
I know, we actually managed to watch the whole damn thing. Didn't you say, oh, we got a cricket video up. Isn't this this is the latest cricket video?
Yeah, probably.
It's at the church that's
He's in front of the truck.
What up, fellas?
Oh yeah.
Yo, look, is there
this
Goon
place
Squad
is
sticker?
actually
Goon Squad sticker!
10 minutes from my house.
Goon Squad sticker! Wait, back that up. Wait, look, careful. Look at the back of the truck.
What up, fellas?
Back, top right. You see it? It's hard to see, but it's there. It's fucking there.
That was the first sticker.
He's like, I swear it's there.
It's fucking there, dude.
Windy, little breezy. But like I told you guys, things were changing. Hold on, let's spin this way. Like I said, things are changing in 2020 for me, for the FPV community, all the FAA things. I don't even want to get into it because that has nothing to do with me as of right now. Let the FAA do what they're going to do, and we will adjust accordingly. You know what I mean? But in all things have changed for me, particularly. Bam! I got an FPV vehicle. I changed my bag. I changed some of the things I'm flying. I mean, things are really changing on the horizon. Trust me, things are coming, guys. Things are coming. It's been cold. I haven't been flying, but I've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes, trying to get things set up for 2020 and to bring you guys all these new ideas and new things I have going on. Here's the truck setup. Check this out, though. Bam.
Goon Squad sticker.
Look at that. If you
Right side.
bag,
There it is.
This bag, legit.
Is that your bag as
Legit.
well?
I mean,
Did he
I got
steal
so
your
much
bag?
space. I got
No.
different compartments in here.
I have the bag.
But yeah. So here's my new
Yeah.
setup.
That thing
I
is
can
such a
charge packs
beast.
right from the truck.
I'm so
came
jealous
with
of the
this
Goon
little
Squad
fucking
sticker.
charging though.
That's pretty dope. The charging in the back of the truck. I'll take
Just
it.
wanted
Right?
to let
That's
you guys
so
know
sick.
new videos coming out. The giveaway things. A lot of people, some people have gotten some of their stuff. I'm waiting on a couple other things to come in from other companies to get you guys that out. Don't worry, it's coming. I didn't forget about you. And I'm just gonna have a chill day and just kick it and rip with the fellas as soon as they get here. So I hope you guys are doing the same. 2020 is here. This is officially my first flight of 2020. Freestyle flight. I've done a couple shoots, but this is freestyle. This is what we're here for. This is what you're here for. So let's rip, people.
Yeah, that place is 10 minutes from my house.
Nice.
I wish I had something to fly 10 minutes away. Closest is that Highland Park, which is a 45-minute bike ride for me.
Dang.
Jesus.
Or I can take an hour-and-a-half subway to the AMA field.
Damn.
Where I learned how to fly. That's where I learned how to fly. I can't knock it. I learned how to fly there. That place, I was able to crash without problem.
Yo, if I'm testing a
Now
new
I
rig,
go
if I'm
Highlands.
testing a new rig, I'm going there.
It's
That's
awesome
awesome.
on days where it's not windy. it gets crowded.
Or if I want to run gates, I'm going to FMP.
12 pilots there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to run gates.
I love going there for race practice. Yeah. That's why I gotten good at racing on 45 degrees. I kept going up 10 degrees every month.
If I build a new rig and want to test it, that's the place to go, though, because I know I'm covered by that AMA insurance.
Getting a weird background noise. Oh, that's gone.
There's hope somewhere. There's hope. I dream, I smile.
And it sucked to get wrapped up in one of the flags.
Oh man. I wonder if he caught that tree he was just backing into.
Oh.
Oh, sick.
That's one of my favorite tricks that he does, is where he does that kind of whip.
Dude. Yeah. I was, E-Rod did a thing like that. Oh, shit.
No.
That sucks.
No, that was me the day you guys came.
No,
I got
that's
stuck
way
in a tree.
higher.
That was you.
Well, I wasn't quite that high, but
That's dumb high.
I got the 10-inch stuck in a tree. I had to climb that motherfucker.
Damn.
The first flight of 2020, well, first flights of 2020 wouldn't be complete without me being stuck in a goddamn tree.
That's what happened to me, dude. I know the feeling. I totally know the feeling, bro.
In the top of the tree.
I think most of us do at some point or the other.
Yeah, I'm having trouble getting them off here, though. I got to take it off this thing somehow. This pole here, and this guy. Yeah. Here's to getting the quad out the tree.
Sick. I got no cricket. Let's see here. Danger Dave and Illin Villain. All right, we're gonna wrap these up and play these right quick and see what these guys are doing. So I think it's important.
What it is. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just think it's important, man. Like, for all these guys that are starting out and coming up, man, go out there and give them a like, man. Drop a comment on their shit, because all these young pilots, man, when you do that, it fucking makes their day, man. And it's the best energy spent, man. It's reciprocal, and you know,
exactly. Just share with everybody, man. If you like something, give them a comment, give them a like, give them a subscribe.
Fuck yeah. Is he shooting this out of the car? What the hell's he doing?
Yeah, it throws off in a second.
Oh, but Dorothy.
I really want to do some drift chasing with a 10-inch.
Me too. So bad.
Oh my god, you could do it.
Yo,
tell El Bujo.
Actually, when I go down to Florida, Willie and I have been talking about this for a solid year. We're gonna go fucking chase jet boats, the fucking jet fan boats. You know the the Bayou fucking goddamn.
The swamp thing.
Yeah, airboat. That was the word I'm looking for. Yeah, fucking airboats, man. I think that would be rad too.
That'd be cool.
I wonder what the prop wash behind one of those is like.
I bet it's mad.
Horrible.
Right. You're gonna need that boost, that's for sure. Real steady boost, or.
I just need some.
I've sworn I've seen somebody fly
10-inch fucking bi-blades. We'll be good to go.
Actually, I think Eric B. Dude, I met at Rampage. Gave me a lens cover for a Hero. So I smashed mine. I think one of his more recent videos, man. He was chasing like an extremely fast version of an airboat. It's sort of like a jet boat, but had a giant fan behind it.
Yeah, we need another event.
We do need another event.
Like Rampage.
Exactly.
The
only thing I didn't like about Rampage, because I didn't camp, So there was like no hotels around.
Oh my
so it was
God.
like a half an hour drive, like every day.
At least you had a fucking shower.
True.
My sweaty ass was showering with I had a giant jug of water. I was just taking a fucking shower bath thing every morning. Like, it was pretty medieval up in there.
I volunteered for that shit.
I volunteered for the first day.
My last big event was Vegas. Vegas was pretty cool last year.
I bet Vegas was killer.
It was this time last year. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, isn't that
lots of good
this year
stuff from
again?
that trip.
This shit is 9 minutes long. All right, so the other little piece of advice is fucking keep your videos a little shorter. 9 minutes, that's a long video.
I know you want to keep everything. I know you do.
Dude.
I do the same shit. It starts out at 10 minutes, but it gets whittled down to 2 or 3.
I'm telling you what, if you could hit them with 45 seconds of holy shit, that's the best shit right there. Take that 9 minutes video and make fucking 45 seconds of holy shit.
Yeah, like one of my videos, that's what I did. I like put all the good stuff like in the first minute, and then I knew pretty much lost everybody's attention after that anyways.
This is a lesson I've been telling myself. Like, it's like, realistically, man, 2.5 minutes. That's your attention
Just
span.
max.
Yeah, max.
Right.
Even that.
That's your
Max.
2 minutes is your fucking goal, guys. Seriously.
Nobody watches pretty much past that unless you're vlogging.
Right.
It's like even like us with the stream, we're now at 3.5 hours.
Right, now we're gonna
just
play this
fucking,
back.
dude, it's 1:30 in the morning, dude. We're fucking still going.
Let's wrap this piece.
Yeah, we gotta wrap.
We gotta wrap this
sleep.
piece.
All right. All right, we're gonna leave you with that. Fucking, let me bounce back to Zoom.
I didn't even realize it had been that long.
Oh, so unfortunately, we're not going to get to everybody's videos tonight, as you can see. I don't even. Is anybody even watching anymore? Are you? Anybody paying
There's
attention?
8 people watching.
I love the 8 people in this fucking room. It's
Yeah.
probably one of them's counted as me or Vice.
And
me.
Whoever's
One of
left,
me,
we
for sure.
fucking love you guys. You
the 4
guys,
guys hanging
I
in
know
there.
Dragons
Thanks.
up in there.
you guys are the fucking.
Dragon
You guys are
support
the
always.
best. I got fucking people. Oh, I have fucking people texting me. Posted one. Oh, Dragon fucking
Dragon ears.
posted one where? Where did you post one? What did he post? What the fuck?
Oh,
in the
he has
Discord.
a drift video. He has a drift video. He
Where?
posted one.
Did
That's
he
probably
post
what
it?
On his channel.
Oh, in his YouTube channel? All right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Is he still here? I'll play it. Fuck it. Where's it at?
Yeah.
Let me find this shit.
Guess how long it is?
It better not be 9 minutes, dude. I would have laughed. You fucking guys. Where's he at? Is it really?
Dragon's laughing so hard right now. Because he knows.
Why am I not finding? Why am I not finding? Do you have the link to it? I'm not finding his fucking. Am I spelling it right? I know I'm subscribed to him. I just don't know where the fuck it is. You got it?
Dragon with.
Where the fuck is he? Good. Where's your link? Post a link, goddammit. Go to channel. Oh, I forgot I can go to channel this way, can't I? Go to channel. Hello. Oh, I said, oops, something went wrong. Oh, come on. Reload. Oh my God. Have you got it, dude?
No, I don't.
I can't. Oh, there it is. I found them, I think.
I'm trying to go to fucking channel. He's laughing his ass off. Go to channel, dude. It should go that way. Go to. Oh my God. Add moderator.
There, 13 minutes.
Where did you put it in the chat? It's 13 minutes long. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God, bro. Is this him? All right.
Give it to him. Oh yeah. So jealous of all these guys doing this drift footage.
Fucking 13 minutes, bro. All right, we're gonna watch the first 2.5.
Or give us some timestamps. Cool though. How hard was that shit to follow?
it comes to entertainment, you can't beat a good film. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Brutal.
Oh shit.
I got a funny little story. I don't think Dragon will mind if I tell it. So Dragon doesn't like turtle mode.
He doesn't like leaving
R8 doesn't want to blow
either.
motors. Yeah, he does. That's another story. That's another story. Him and Wash do not use smart audio, but that's another story.
Well, now he's got to get that fusion shit, so he doesn't have
use
to.
turtle mode. But now, after this incident, he put turtle mode on all his quads the next day. Because he could have just turtle mode out of that, and he would still have.
He's lucky
quad.
he's not a racer.
The next day, I was asking.
He's lucky he's not a fucking racer, because if he showed up to a flight line and couldn't change his channel, he'd be fucked. That's actually when I did the little fusion demo the other day on my Facebook page. I was like, yeah, and my friend who doesn't like to change channels, because I was on R8, and I was like, yeah, so I'm on R8, and my friend doesn't like to change channels, so I'm gonna go to R1. That's all about you, boy.
That's my channel. R1's my channel.
It was hilarious. I was totally thinking about him when I said that, though.
And then there's Wash, who doesn't have smart audio and then flies on like E2 or something. Allegedly.
Calling him out. Like, Wash, change the channel.
He doesn't give a fuck what I think.
All right, how far in are we? 3 minutes. We're gonna fade you out, homie. We'll play the rest of it later. We gotta go to bed. Fucking hell.
I'm eating the salad and I'm gonna go to work.
Eat that shit. Here, I'll leave. I can leave. Can I screen cap? I can leave it up here for a second. Word. Well, guys, thank you for fucking joining us tonight. Thank you, FPV Geek, for jumping in last fucking minute, literally out of the YouTube chat, jumps in to talk
Thanks
about
for inviting me.
DGI. Man, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Bro,
I'm stoked.
Enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it.
Always good to have a different perspective on, man. New people.
I am super stoked for you
Had a good
guys
time, brother.
to come down here, and I'd really like to get Doug to come up from Philly maybe at the same time, and maybe get Gravy to come down from Boston. Like, get a couple of we get some of the crew here, man. I think we could have a fucking great weekend if you guys could pop in, man. Maybe like on a Friday after after work or something. Or how long was the drive? It was 4 hours.
Nah, 3.5.
3.5.
Wasn't bad.
It's
not bad at all. No.
Man, it would be.
We won't be in the same accommodation.
It's like,
oh my god, did we tell you about that?
Yeah, the hotel.
I saw that on Instagram. I was like, oh,
I saw it. Yeah.
Do you know how much that room was a night?
It's New York.
We didn't pay.
It was $900 a night, right?
It was close to 900. It was 859 or something crazy.
It's not for New York.
Before all the taxes and everything.
Dude, for New York, I've stayed at the Waldorf Astoria, and it's way over G's.
That's nothing.
It's fucking, yeah. You're in Manhattan.
That's crazy.
If you're in fucking Manhattan proper in a fucking ritzy spot, man, it's crazy money. Crazy money.
But this place was just nuts.
When I was touring, I got put up in the Waldorf a couple times. I played the Waldorf Astoria with Beyonce.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Name drop, but it's true. I did it. It was pretty crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude.
And that you should have seen my room there. It was way too posh for me. I was like, I'm a fucking roadie. I don't wanna. It's like it was way too posh, bro. Like
I can sleep on a bus.
Yeah, dude. I normally sleep in a coffin-sized bunk on a bus, going down the road. So like, this is crazy. Actually, speaking of that, like the first 2 to 3 nights I was on tour, I couldn't sleep. Because I couldn't sleep on the bus. Like, it took me a few days, and then I would get used to it. And back then, I usually just got shit-faced drunk to fall asleep, to finally fall asleep. But it sucks when you stay up drinking and then you don't fall asleep, and then the next day you're just like, what did I do to myself, bro? I fucked that up hard.
I fucked that up. Shit.
Yeah,
said
man.
that a few times in life. It's always good, but anyway, man.
Yeah, man. So fucking next time, you know, anytime, Geek, if you want to jump in and just hang out, man. If you got something you're excited about, you want to come talk to us, man. You know where to find us. We're always fucking in Discord or whatever.
Yeah, man, definitely. I'll drop in again.
And then let's definitely plan some shit, man. I mean, you know, coming up here, hopefully weather turns a little bit better, man. Y'all can come down. Like I said, I think if I give, you know, Doug and Gravy enough notice, we could have a fucking
make a big good.
Make it worth a weekend.
Make it real.
Film a video of that bando.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can hit that. There's definitely two bandos we can guaranteed hit. And maybe in the meantime, a couple of us can go check out that spot that B-Rad was showing me, and we can check that out and see what's up. It's a little bit more out towards Islip. And then there's also some dope office buildings up, like I said, up north of the Bronx. It's not far from where I live as well. So if we like dropped most of the weekend on it, man, we could fucking tear it up. It would be dope.
All right, good. Definitely sounds good. We'll make it happen.
All right, folks. All right, we love you guys.
I love you guys.
Artie's pacing. By. He wants to go. So we.
My ass hurts, man. I'm sitting on this fucking terrible stool. It's 12 years old.
A stool.
A stool. Man. You need. Yeah, we need to get you.
Look, this is my guitar shop, bro.
Yeah, true. I have a stool in my work fucking bench, but or in my workbench. So I know the feeling. All right, we are gonna fucking get out of here, guys. We're gonna leave you with fucking Sloth. Love ya.
Bye.